to run. Leave behind the said and done. Figure out what's to come. Reasons, all the bigger things I can't ignore. I'm not getting what I came here for. Gotta get ahead of something more. So I think I found a new way out, way beyond a shadow of doubt. 'Cause I can't breathe. And I guess I could be stronger now and leave it up to fate somehow. But I'm doing this for me. Give it up, baby, I'm not fooling anyone. Always going on and on. Can't you keep it to yourself for once? Oh, I think I found a new way out, way beyond your shadow of doubt. And I can't breathe. Oh, I hope you're keeping count of all the times you let me down, and all the things you said out loud, the bullshit I could cry about. And I know we could be stronger now and leave it up to fate somehow. But everything I do for me.
I get lost sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put the fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again, so we can fly again. I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind. And all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again, so we can fly again. So we can fly
speed of light do decay more slowly than stationary particles. As strange and counterintuitive as it seems, time dilation is a law of nature.
And this moment
when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate. All in when I show up, whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. Watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate.
And welcome to Simplay Motorsport here for the next rounds of the season. It is Silverstone, we're in Great Britain, we're on home soil, and it is great to be back where it all started, the home of motorsport, Silverstone, for today's round 3 and round 4. I am your host once again, Mathew Duffin, in the box, joined this week by your pro commentator. He's in the box tomorrow night, Liam Bostock, aka That's Buzzy Boy. Liam, first of all, how are you?
Oh, I'm great today, Matt. I can't wait to be able to get into some racing.
Indeed. So we look forward to getting this one underway, and we look forward to bringing you some fantastic action. We do have a new driver out there, Addy, we're going to call him. We'll leave it with that. We'll leave it with just Addy for the time being. But he is a new driver out there on the grid. We are expecting Dean Wysocki, not sure where he is at this moment in time. We hope to see him out there a little later on. 9 minutes left of practice, and it is this man, your two-time pole sitter this season of Shane, who is currently setting the pace as he bounces over the sausage curb on the what is the last corner of the new style track, and manages to go over the curb and spin himself around. So that'll be him coming back out with 9 minutes to go. Then Holty out there on track in his Bentley, your current championship leader. Speaking of the championship, let's run you through it before we get into conversations. Holty then does lead the way from his teammate Argent. That gap is 6 points already. It is a big gap out there. Shane is currently your P3 man. He's 12 points behind. Bryn, currently in P4, is also 15 points behind. KLF then is next up on that list. Surprise last week, 2 fifth places. I thought he looked better than what people was potentially thinking he would look. Currently sat 5th place as well. At the moment, PM Motorsport had a good week last week. He is in P6 in the championship with the Green Wolfinator. What a debut week he had. Mixed emotions for him. P7. Dean Wysocki down in P8, not yet in the server. Peppy, he is in P9 at the moment with Welshie down in 10th place. Smithy then is P11, currently a bit off the pace at the moment with Stealth Sloth down in P12. DJ Phil Green is P13 then, with his teammate Leon Fernie not scoring in P14. The newcomer and debutant tonight, Daz Automatic, in P15. And then Addy bringing up the rear in 16th place. Obviously yet to score in his lovely looking Porsche in the pit lane then. So we just await Dean Wysocki coming in. And Bozzy, last week a very good week for Shane. 2 pole positions, but couldn't convert them in the race. It went the way of the Bentley and Holty in the race. The Bentley, one of the favoured cars for this circuit. So what do we expect to see tonight?
Hopefully some good racing from it, and maybe even a win. We'll have to see him go into the race. Obviously we'll be in free practice at the minute. We've got qualifications next, and then obviously the race.
Obviously going into this one, A&H Motorsport, the Bentleys lead the way, 94 points, 21 clear of the Tickle Pink Lamborghinis of Tickle Pink Motorsport. Audio Sport, not Audi Sport as the tables say when I release them. Audio Sport are on 57 points, they're P3. P4 is MC Motorsport with East and West Motorsport, P5. And then it's the Austrian Racing Club, the independent McLaren of the Green Wolfinator in P6. The Lone Ranger Racing of Dean Wysocki's Bentley in P7. The Racing Group in P8 of Pepe's Aston Martin. That's a good one racing. The McLarens of Leon Fernie and DJ Phil, P9. And Solo Racer is down in P10. Obviously yet to score at the moment, and it adds a Porsche to the grid. Now, speaking of Porsche, Bentley, Aston Martin and McLaren, they're all favoured cars. The McLaren and the Bentley, the favoured car here for Silverstone. But you can, according to a video that I was watching the other day, you can't rule out the Porsche or the Aston Martin V8. So we'll have to keep our eyes on them. One car that didn't get a mention in this video was actually the Lamborghini. What can it do in Shane and Bryn's hands? Shane at the minute, boss, he's 2 tenths quicker than Holty, and both of them two well clear of the Wolfinator at the minute. Could possibly be qualifying runs though, so we're not too sure. But a good start to their practice session, laying down a benchmark.
Yeah, it's always good to be able to lay down a benchmark, but obviously you don't want to really show your competitors what pace you are really running at straight away. You obviously want to try and keep it a little bit hush-hush until obviously qualifications. Maybe be able to make them a bit more scared going into the race, making them think all confident, and then when it obviously comes into the qualifications, a good bit Uh-oh.
Indeed, it is then. You've obviously driven this game quite a bit. We raced it together on PC quite a lot for Simplay Racing. Out of the cars out there on track tonight, what's your preference, Bozzy? We've obviously got the Porsche, Lamborghini, McLaren, Aston Martin, Ferrari and Bentley. What's your sort of desired car out of them lot?
I desire all the cars to do well at the end of the day. I think it's all down to the driver and how capable they are driving that car. But if anything, it's got to be the McLaren, as being an old favourite of mine. It's definitely one that I'd keep an eye on.
Now, obviously, you can't race at this season at the moment. You're waiting for pedals to be arrived to be able to race. Hoping to be back in the Pro-Am next year. Anything tickle your fancy for next season out of the car list that there is?
I've got a few on my mind. Definitely McLaren's going to be still way up there, but a few other cars that I've tried out, like the Bentley, the Aston Martin, and so on and so forth. But the McLaren's definitely one up there. It's just a bit more testing and a lot more scouting, if you will.
Well, perfect. No time like the present to scout maybe some of your competitors for next season. Good evening to DJ Phil in the chat, Mike Matthews, Fury's granddad, Dan on Orthodubs, who says it's weird but nice to have a night off, and Overtake it in the chat. Let's hear from you in the chat. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the stream. Hit the bell to be notified when we are live as well. Overtake saying, hi guys, Shane is winning tonight. That is a bold claim to say we're only 3 minutes left of practice. The thing for Shane tonight, Bozzy, is has he got his fuel calculations right? We know what happened last week.
Yeah, and obviously you've got the added bits like, will he be able to pull out the full hour race and the half an hour race to be able to just keep that consistent pace through that entire race? Obviously it's not all just about what fuel you put in. I mean, it is, but
now one thing we have to mention,
keep an eye on
indeed
your pace.
Indeed, one thing we have to mention tonight is it is Ferrari's 250th GT3 race start, and all them Ferraris that have started races, Mike Matthews, Monkey Boy, Disco McDisco Face on ACC, Sooty Apex, both on Project Cars with Mike, as well as Monkey Boy and Mike on Project Cars, and many, many more. But tonight, Daz and Pien will mark Ferrari's 250th race start in a GT3 car class tonight, so that is one to keep our eyes on in the first race. And it's coincidence that PN would set that trend tonight, Bozzy, seeing as on Sunday night him and Jamie Brazier set the 50th race start for the Ferrari in Formula 1. So a theme emerging with PN on kind of what car he might like.
I don't know. I think he might like the Lamborghini, in all fairness.
Well, the Lamborghini will be the next. Is one to watch this season in terms of its race starts. What milestones will it get? As PN says, Forza Ferrari in the chat. Still then, only the 15 drivers currently out there. Here's Holty and Argent. We'll watch him go round the track a little bit here. Leon Fernie making his ACC debut at Simplay Motorsport tonight in the McLaren 720S. Daz Automatic making his Simplay debut. Obviously, we know Leon Fernie's been a racer here for quite some time. Has done quite well. Got some podiums last season on Project Cars 2 GT3s. Looking to carry that momentum forward into this one. And also we've got Addy as well making his first appearance in his lovely Porsche, and I'm sure Dan will be nice to see a Porsche out there on the track going strong. Obviously the amount of times Dan won in the Porsche, and Gary 131 for that matter. If you want to see Dan and Gary 131 out on track, make sure you tune in tomorrow night for the pro action. That Bozzy Boyley and Bostock will be bringing you the action live from Silverstone tomorrow night, 8 p.m. GMT. You will not want to miss that one. It is going to be a fantastic race there. I beg you that you please tune in, because it will be an absolute cracker. And if you want to watch more Silverstone, well, we have a treat for you. Sunday night, Dan on Orthodubs, Dan Davis will be bringing you the F1 from Silverstone, the sprint and feature race, because we planned that one, didn't we? We actually didn't. It just come together and we didn't click on till this week. But Dan Davis will be bringing you the F1 8 p.m. GMT Sunday night, and we could have a brilliant chat Sunday night with Dan in the chat, because it's the Bahrain Grand Prix. So make sure you tune in for that one as well. Can James extend his championship lead now he's got 2 wins under his belt? Can Jamie, myself or Gary do anything about stopping him? You will have to find out Sunday. like us, as Dean Wasocki now gets himself into the service. So, Bozzy Boy, we have a full grid for tonight of drivers who have signed up.
Yeah, very interesting. I don't know if we've already had a full grid yet. Obviously, this being the second race into the season. But it's always good to be able to see a full grid of cars, and they'll all be flying about, and I can imagine they've all got the same target on their mind of winning the race.
So practice is done then, and it is Shane topping the times with a 2-minute .678. Holty currently 2/10 behind him. There is a car coming through the final sector. That is Pepe. Will he improve on his lap time in practice? No, he will not. It is next Holty, and then there's a couple of cars behind him still on a lap. Car 21 behind, which is Leon Fernie, is on an invalid lap, so he will not improve. Can Holty find that 2/10 to put himself ahead of Shane at the end of practice? Obviously, free practice drivers just getting last preparation in. No, he cannot. He has taken the checkered flag himself. So it is a couple of cars coming into the final set of corners. Daz Automatic being one of them, with RG Bargy then, as well as car number 53. That is DJ Phil Green still finishing his lap time. Kieran Argent has invalidated his, so we'll watch Daz Automatic cross the line in Ferrari's 250th appearance. And Daz, the Welshman, happy St David's Day to Daz. Obviously Wales Day today, Bozzy, so you got to be nice. As Daz comes round then Brooklands and Luffield, and you just feel that Kieran's kind of gone in Daz's way on this lap. Daz currently sitting P5, but a second off the back of Kieran, and will Kieran, obviously on an invalid lap, he won't improve, and neither does Daz. You feel that Kieran may have just blocked him ever so slightly there. Here comes DJ Phil to end the practice session, and he as well, I don't think improved there, but we are now go for qualifying, and it is green for quali. Bozzy, your tip for pole position.
Ooh, it's very hard, but I mean, you've got to say Shane is a good 3/10 in front. I'm not too sure if that was a quali run that he actually did there, but nonetheless, you can't really look more further than Shane at the minute. But you've also obviously got Holted there, which is in the mix, and a few other cars as well.
On board DJ Phil then, he's the first car on the track at the moment. We go on his dashboard cam, get to see a perspective from DJ Phil's car down the hanger straight. Then we'll do a lap with DJ Phil, as he will be the first man to start lap. Now there is still, Bozzy, I'm noticing on DJ Phil's sector times at the bottom, still a lot of cars in the pit lane, which interests me a little bit. We'll come back to Phil in just a moment, but there's a lot of cars in the pit lane. Now this is a 2-minute a lap circuit. Surely you want to be out there straight away, because you're already losing 2 and a bit minutes on your out lap, meaning that by the time you finish your first flying lap, bar no incidents, you're halfway through the session. You want to be out there as quick as possible.
Yeah, you do, especially around tracks like this. I know there is obviously the other few tracks like maybe Spa and stuff like that, which are as long as this. But it's really crucial to be able to get that lap time, to get that time on the track for the qualification. Obviously, with it being only 10 minutes, I couldn't really see a reason why they'd want to stay in the pits. But maybe they're waiting for the track to get a little bit more rubbered in for when they come out.
Potentially so. Well, Dean Wasocki, Daz Automatic and Smithy not yet gone, and this is an interesting sort of tactic from these three. I wonder what they are doing. Either way, DJ Phil then comes towards the final couple of corners then. And what will DJ Phil do on his lap? He will be the first man to settle up. He's got the Wolfinator right behind him here. And it's going to be interesting to see what these boys can do. DJ Phil then out the final corner. Through Woodcote he's going to come now then. And down the start straight, the old start straight we use here to start his first flying lap time. In towards Copse Corner, pick up that 50-metre board and hit on the brakes hard, down one gear, misses his apex by a country mile there, and that then just keeps it on the curb. Should still be a valid lap time. We can see it's valid because his time at the top hasn't gone red. He's got he's got Pepe going past him then, so he's had to back out of this through into Maggots Beckett's big huge wiggle. Let's go on board Pepe. As Pepe comes through Maggots Beck, it's through Chapel now onto the hanger straight on his lap still, as there's a yellow flag now in the sector. Dean, the last man to leave the pits, and he's only just leaving the pits, it looks like, on the timing screen. So Dean, he's already nearly lost half of his time. He's not going to get many laps in at all. Into Stowe comes Pepe now. Pick up the exit, and there you find it, just over the curb. Not too much, don't be greedy, it'll invalidate your lap time. Across to the right, in towards the club section here. And around he goes, left, double right-hander now again. Don't be too greedy on these curbs. Down then, and exit this corner onto the Sir Lewis Hamilton straight, where the crowd erupts every time he comes down there and wins a race. You've now got to pick up Abbey, the turn one for the Formula One cars. A little lift, down a gear maybe if possible. Run the curb. You're now coming to the left-hander of form before you're heading to the loop. Sharp on the brakes, down to at least second gear. Missed his apex a little bit there as Pepe picks it up now. He stays tight to the left, gets into the middle of the road, in towards Aintree, the flat out left-hander, before heading down the Wellington straight. Takes it flat out, uses the curb, runs the curb on the right-hand side on exit just a little bit, and now towards Brooklands and Luffield. Famous corners at Silverstone. And a gear 3 corner. Gear 2 if you get it a little wrong, into Brooklands, the left-hander, before you hit into Luffield, the right-hander. And then it's about how good an exit you can get out of this corner before heading down towards Woodcote, flat out through there once again, and hit that timing screen to put the first lap on the board. And that will put Pepe P1 provisional before the Ferrari behind doesn't even set a lap time. The next car that's valid is car number 8, which is Stealth Sloth. He now comes to the line, and what lap time is he going to do? He goes into P2. Car 69 of Welshie is not the next one. It's car 66 of PN Motorsport who is the next one to set a lap time then. What is he going to do as he crosses the line? He goes P2. The Wolfinator, he goes P2. So Pepe setting the benchmark at the moment. There goes Shane into P2. Next car on a current lap time is car number 7 of Bryn, the car in front of him, of Dean Wysocki on his outlap, let's not forget. So Dean, work to do on his outlap as he has now lost half a session. Bozzy, Pepe there, currently quickest out on the circuit, but obviously first lap he's gone back to the pits. Is that a good tactic?
I wouldn't say so now. Like we were saying earlier, obviously the track being a 2-minute about a 2-minute a lap, it's really crucial to be on the track, and with 4 minutes it's really being endeavourous to be able to get out and do another lap.
Well, Bryn, currently your provisional pole sitter. Holty exits Luffield now, and through Woodcote he comes. He's going to be the next man to set a time. What is his lap time going to be? Argy Bargy now goes provisional pole. Holty 6/10 off the back of him, meaning that the next car to do a lap will be the GOAT himself. Smithster, your Season 6 Constructors Pro-Am champion, in his McLaren 720S of Audio Sport, the Jensen Button liveried car, will be your next man set a time. A lot of drivers, Bozzy, halfway into this session, invalidated their first lap times and haven't got a lap on the board yet. Crucial minutes they're wasting.
Yeah, it is. Each lap that they get invalidated, it's just really digging into their own time, and if they end up just invalidating all their laps, they're going to be ending up being at the back of the grid, which is really not where you want to be.
The fans in the chat, sorry Bozzy, voted Holty for pole position 55%. Smithy to the line, no lap time P10. Daz now goes into P8. Car 8 of Stealth Sloth is going to come through and finish another lap. Will he be up on his time as he crosses the line? He does improve a small amount, and there is a whole gaggle of cars just behind. Look at them all coming through Woodcote. There is PN and the Wolfinator. PN improves. The Wolfinator now goes provisional P1. Shane now comes through. He now goes provisional P1 and puts himself right in the hot seat. Next man to finish the lap time will be Dean Wysocki. He's got Bryn, who's probably going to get a massive hole in the air, being punched by that big Bentley. Shane set the benchmark now, Bozzy. Wolfinator 2/10 off. Argent 3/10 off. Holty within 9/10. It's getting to that close part of qualifying that we love.
Yeah, it is. It's coming to the end of qualifying where it's really crucial to be able to get this final lap right, and some of them will obviously get that extra lap, but they're going to be really pushing to be able to get the fastest lap time they can especially those near the front of the grid.
Indeed, Dean gets lap time on the board, only good enough for 10th. Bryn stays 5th, but cuts his gap short. Car 22, that's KLF. He goes into P6. Car 53, that is DJ Phil. Not yet got a lap time on the board. He's got Argy Bargy just behind him. Phil now gets a lap time on the board, and Argent cannot improve from P4 at the moment. Next man to finish a lap is car 35, Daz Automatic. So again, drivers just starting their final runs here. So for car 69 of Welshie, he might get one more running. For car 57 of Pepe, he might get one more running. But you have to feel for drivers like PM Motorsport and Holty, who Holty has gone provisional pole body 9 thousandths of a second quicker than Shane. Holty the man sat P1 but cannot get another lap time in. He's run out of time body, so Shane has it all to do at the moment.
Yeah, he has. The pressure's really going to be down on him at the minute to really get this, and if he gets another lap done, it's going to be really down on him, and he's going to be really wanting to be able to obviously take that pole position.
Dazent goes into P7 and improves on his lap time. Stealth Sloth, the next man to set himself a lap time. 3 drivers not yet currently got a lap time on the board. Here comes Stealth, improves a little bit more again. I think it's Leon Fernie, it is, with the Wolfinator, and I believe that is Shane in the background. So keep your eyes on Leon Fernie, gets a lap time on the board. Wolfinator, Shane goes pole position and manages to find 3 tenths. The Wolfinator stays third. Bozzy, he's pulled it out the hat as Shane.
Yeah, he has. He's going to be really pleased with himself doing that kind of lap time. He's just going to really want to hope that Green Wolfinator and Argent won't be able to go any quicker. Dean
Wasocki in the pit sense. You feel that is his qualifying done, and he will not get another lap time in. Only 1 lap for Dean Wasocki. Here comes Addy, yet to put a time on the board. Does now. Only 3 seconds off the back of the car in front. Car 7, that is Bryn. Should get another running. Will he easily get another running here to get a lap time on the board? He doesn't improve any. Kelly, next man, currently needs to find 2 tenths to go ahead of Daz. Here comes Kelly, finds a little bit of time but not enough. What about then DJ Phil, down in 9th place at the moment? Can he find any more time at all? So Sloth is done, the top 2 are done, Bryn is done, DJ Phil stays where he is. Argent then, on an invalidated lap, has 10 seconds to get to the line. He will get one more run at this. Welshie, not yet set a lap time, should get one more run at this. Just gets one more run at this. A car 57 of Pepe will not get his final run in. In fact, he's come to the box. The first driver to finish qualifying then will be Daz Automatic, bar the drivers in the pit lane. So let's see what happens here then in terms of this lap time. Pole position still up for grabs as the Wolfinator still on track. Bozzy, do you think the Wolfinator can find 6 tenths?
I think it's always possible to be able to go quicker. You've just got to be able to find that place on the track to be able to go quicker.
Daz to the line, cuts his line short. He ends his qualifying down in P6. Smithy on his final flying lap comes to the line now. Car number 186, Green Wolfinator, is actually on an invalid lap time, so he will not find any more. Smithy improves, stays P14. Now then, car number 21 of Leon Fernie, the Wolfinator, goes to the pit. So the only man who could really take pole now is Argy Bargy. Welshie will not get a lap time on the board. Leon Fernie goes P12. Welshie's lap time is invalidated, so Welshie will start at the back of the grid, P16, on with no current lap time set. Car 53 of DJ Phil and Argy Bargy of car 32 will start to fill the lap times in. So Welshie will start 16th. We'll get them inputted on the spreadsheet now from bottom upwards of who will start where as DJ Phil currently gets his lap time on the board. As Argent, you see there in the background as well, the only other man with Welshie on a lap time. But it's all about DJ Phil at the moment in terms of getting his lap time. He needs to find 4 tenths, just under half a second, sorry, to get ahead of Pepe. As here comes DJ Phil. Can DJ Phil take any places away from Pepe at the moment? No, he cannot. What about Argy Bargy then? Will Argent be on the front row? No, Argent will not then. He will stay P4. That then is your grid order. Shane Holty, Wolfinator Argent, Bryn Daz, KLF, Pepe, DJ Phil, PM Motorsport, Stealth Sloth, Leon Fernie, Dean Wasocki, Smithy, Addy and Welshie bringing up the rear then. So we wait for the drivers then. They'll be able to get prepared and get ready for this race. Bozzy, surprised by qualifying there?
No. To be fair, it's a... it's as what you would expect, and it's all good looks for the race now.
It is all good luck for the race indeed then. As I see you're just inputting the results. So
Yep.
PN and Daz
Oh,
still to put in.
did not see them down.
So that then gives Shane his third pole position of the season. And that third pole position of the season means that Shane has now got himself 5 pole positions and puts himself on the same amount of pole positions as Ben Parkey and Daniel Francis. Can he, though, convert and wins? That gives Lamborghini its 53rd pole position at Simplay Motorsport. Can they once again be converted into race wins? We're so used to saying that Overtaker converts poles into wins. Can Shane do it? We are 30 seconds away from readying up. The drivers can now start to ready up. Bozzy Boy, tip for the race win.
It's hard to go away from Shane, especially with putting that stellar lap in. But you can't really look far when it comes to Holty either. It's all balanced.
Who are you saying? If you had to pick one.
It's going to have to be Shane.
You're going Shane. I'm going to go with the Green Wolfinator. I don't know. I've got a feeling. Everybody, Leon Fernie has missed the race start, so he can get back into this race, but he has missed the race start, so will not start ahead of everybody else where he did then. That gives the drivers behind him, Dean Smithy, Addy and Welchie, a bit more of a shout going into turn 1, and Bozzy, turn 1 cops. Famously, you can't overtake there. I disagree, but we're about to see what happens as look at this congested start line. We await race control to tell us we are green and go. It is now green and go. A drive-through penalty for Smithy and Addy speeding at the start line. And we are away here at Silverstone. The Wolfinator, Argent, Bryn, Daz. Everybody seems to be getting through turn 1 relatively cleanly. Leon Fernie stuck in the pit lane for the time being, but everybody through cleanly as we head in towards Maggots and Beckett's now. They all filter through and still all nice and clean. Shane and Holty already put in a bit of daylight between himself and the Green Wolfinator at the minute, who is currently P3 with RG Bargy on the back of him. There you see RG and Daz. Bryn's dropped down the order a little bit behind Daz and KLF. Pepe as well trying to make up some places, as is Smithy, who is up the order massively already. What a start for Smith. 12th on the grid. He qualified. He's already up to 9th. So Smithy then having a fantastic opener to the lap, but Bozzy all cleanly through.
Yeah, all go through quite cleanly through cops. Kind of shows a statement. You can overtake at cops, and nothing to see at the minute.
No. Now, what me and Dan did last week, Bozzy, is you watch one fight, I'll watch another, and then we report back on who's doing what. I'm currently watching the leads. I did see in the background that KLF and Bryn was so wide coming onto the Sir Lewis Hamilton straight that would possibly give them a track limit warning. 4 warnings and you get a drive-through penalty. Don't forget, we're on board Holty, though, at the moment, who has the same gap in front of him as he's got behind him. Shane makes a mistake, though, coming through in towards Aintree, and that is going to allow Holty to have a look up the inside of Aintree and onto the Wellington straight. Holty's already attacking here early on in this race. There's a yellow flag, I think. The green flag's waving in the background. Holty into Brooklyn. Shane manages to keep it around the outside and yields that place to Holty. Holty's in the lead of this one. Shane comes back at him into Luffield, though, but he's on the wrong side and has to tuck back in. So it's Holty now from Shane as we're about to complete the first lap, Bozzy. Great move from Holty already out front.
Yeah, quite a lot happening here in the mid-range and back part of the track, as well as is Walshy and Stealth. Walshy and PN, actually, I believe it is racing at the moment.
Just noticed that the yellow flag, Bozzy, was for Kieran Argent. He's dropped down to 12th place. And now here comes Stealth Sloth side by side, and Welshie and PN get the job done. Stealth Sloth and Welshie through cops, and they thought about maybe overtaking. Addy in for his drive-through penalty. Straight away, Smithy has got 2 laps to get his drive-through done. So that promotes Dean and DJ Phil and everybody up another place. But Argent dropping down to 12th place, Bozzy.
Yeah. Not really.
Oh!
what you want.
Speeding in the pit lane for Addy now. So he's not only had a drive-through, he's now got a stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. It's going from bad to worse.
Yes, it is indeed. And it's not the race he'll be wanting at the moment, but he's still got another 27 minutes left of the race, so he's got plenty of time to be able to make back what he has lost.
Now PN has lost out to Welshie and to Stelshoff, and now has a charging Bentley who's looking up the inside, down Vale in towards Club, and here comes Argent a bit squirrely on the brakes, make sure he doesn't plough into the back of Stelshoff, and Argent then gets the job done. He's now back up into 11th place. He's really got a game on to get forward through this pack. Dean feels like he must be battling with DJ Phil this season because he's once again sat behind him. Argy Bargy though looking to have a move up the inside into Abbey on Stelshoff, gets that one done, and Argent goes through yet again. That is another place. Argent's charging at the moment.
Argent is charging, and he will be just looking for that top step on the podium.
He will be indeed. I don't think he's going to get it from where he is. Smithy went wide, which allowed Welshie to get through. Argy Bargy's now has got a run on him, although Argent's wide, so that's compromised his run. Will Stelshoff think of having to go? Smithy's had a huge lift. Argent now is going to get past the third car on this lap. He's now going to get past Smithy in towards Brooklands. Thank you, Mama, for the carrot. Stelshoff might think of following through here as well, and he does. Argent leaves plenty of room for Stealth, but Stealth loses the rear. Smithy finishes the job. Around Stealth goes. He's now got to be careful, rolls it right out the way as Dean now is on the back of PM Motorsport, is on the back of DJ Phil, sorry, for 13th and 14th place. Out front, Holty, Wolfenator, Shane, all battling each other hard. Another man that must feel like they're in a fight, real big fight this season, is Kelly and Bryn Bozzy. They had a good fight last week. As we say that, Bryn has a huge snap at Maggots and Beckett's, and around he goes. He's got a bit of space though before he can rejoin. He does rejoin now. Stelshoff has had another moment and gets out of Addy's way. Smithy's in for his drive-through, and Bozzy, all just silly little errors from drivers at the moment, costing them, as Addy has 2 laps to do his drive-through, his stop-go penalty, sorry.
Yeah, it's something that happens in racing though. People will have mistakes, as you should know, racing for such a long time. It's just something that happens. You just have to kind of pick yourself up and keep yourself in the right mindset to be able to carry on racing.
Bryn's had another moment. Looks like he span his wheels up too much. They've just got a little hot. Argent past Welshie and gets past Bryn. So Bryn tumbling down the order. That's another place for Dean and DJ Phil as well, it looks like. So Bryn really tumbling down the order here. Gap out front. Shane has got the Wolfenator right on the back of him here. He's lost sight of Holty at the moment, and the Wolfenator is right there. Not the start for Shane in this one.
No, it's not. As it's not really what you want, but end of the day, you get what you're given in a race, and you just have to take it on the chin.
Yeah, indeed you do. Shane then having to look a bit further behind him maybe than in front of him. Bryn, you just see him dropping down the order a little bit now that cars are going through them sector times, and PN within 6/10 of Welshie. We'll keep our eyes on this fight. Dean keeps gaining on Phil, then losing to Phil, so Dean not making the inroads he'd potentially want to do. But PN trying to gain on Welshie. Now Welshie running in a top 8 position at the moment. Good sort of stuff from Welshie. Onto the Wolfenatos. 3 attempts to Shane. You're not going to do it at Maggots and Beckett's, Bozzy. And Wolfenator pulls back in.
Yeah, quite a tricky place to be able to go and try and do an overtake on the track, but it is what it is. You have to kind of work with what you've got.
Indeed you do then. Sorry, I was just reading something on about Gary. Can't hear the cars at all. So just sorted a setting there. Bozzy, what was you saying? Is PN first man within the pit window to pit?
Yeah, I was just saying it is quite quite dull on the track now. You've got people spread out. Hopefully now with these pit stops though, you'll see people starting to get a bit closer. Obviously all drivers having to do a 30-second pit stop,
yeah,
by mandatory, which I can imagine the drivers will hope that they don't have any damage, because that just increase that time if they repair it, which they really don't want.
No, they don't indeed. PN's time is done. One thing to note about Silverstone, Bozzy, is it's a long pit lane. A very, very long pit lane.
It is, and The drivers will be wanting to go in the pits and get out as soon as possible, as they'll be very hungry to be able to get those overtakes if they can on the track, and
Agreed.
just be able to get within somewhat distance of other cars.
Now, for Gary here, for Addy here, he's got a stop-go penalty to do, as well as his pit stop. So he could lose a lot of time here, could Addy. He's on the back of Smithy at the moment, within a second of Smithy, or just within a second of half here, 2 pad users. So Addy, he's got a double pit stop to do, if you will. Stealth Sloth now comes into the pit lane, so he's getting his pit stop out the way nice and early as well. But looks like he's gone a lap down to all the other drivers at the moment. So it's Holty from Shane. The Wolfinator's dropped right off the back here. He's had a moment somewhere. Daz is 4th with Kelly in 5th place. Pepe's 6th. Argent's worked his way back up to 7th and is charging towards Pepe. Could do with a little more, says Gary. So we're just going to try and give you that little more.
No one actually coming in the pits yet, but they've still got a good 16 minutes to come into the pit.
Yeah, DJ Phil's just come in as you've said that.
Oh.
So, proving you wrong. DJ Phil comes in, then that releases Dean. And we'll keep our eyes on these battles. We'll keep our eyes on the times as they go down each sector time. Pepe still not coming for his drive-through penalty, stop-go penalty, or for his normal pit stop. So this could cost Pepe Addy in this race, should I say?
It could. And
oh, he's wide at Cops. He's very wide at Cops. He's off. He's managed to keep it out the wall, but that is going to cost him even more time. Don't forget, drivers cannot pit on the same lap as their teammate. So for the likes of you, the drivers that are teamed up, they cannot team with their teammates, which means that all the guys out front have got to strategically play this well here as to when they pit. But at the minute, Bozzy, it's only 3 drivers who have pitted at the moment. We're on board with Leon Fernie, kind of in no man's land.
yeah, you might find that with a few drivers at the minute, with the pit stops happening, people will start be jumping in the pits, but I can imagine they may be waiting just for that time to go down to maybe that 5-10 minute marker.
The bonus, if you're Dean Wysocki, Green Wolfinator, Pepe, being an independent driver, is you haven't got to wait for your teammate to pit. As we say this, Pepe pulls the trigger now and comes flying into the boxes. Kelly's now within 6/10 of Dan. As an independent driver, Bozzy, you've not got to worry about your teammate pitting. It kind of makes it a bit easier for you to pit whenever.
It does, and I've never been an independent myself, but it really makes it. I can imagine it makes a massive difference. Is you've not really got to have that communication with your teammate to be able to actually pull into that pit. As you don't really want to be able to get that pit penalty going into the pits at the same time. Indeed.
Kelly then was within 6/10 of Daz Automatic. He's actually lost out a little bit through that first sector. He's actually lost a second to Daz through sector 1. Bryn now comes into the pit lane, so he as well is pulling the trigger on an early pit stop. Smithy, who's done a drive-through penalty, he will have to pit as well. And with 18.5 minutes just over remaining in this first race, here comes Smith. Does he think of boxing? No, he does not. What about Addy then, who comes through Luffield as well? He's got to get a stop go out the way as well as his pit stop, and he as well doesn't think of boxing. Pepe, though, has been released from the pit lane and is good to carry on his way as Smithy gets through. And Pepe out the pits before Addy can come across the start line then. So not many battles happening today, Bozzy. Holty's got this one relatively under control, but the Wolfinator's slow. Has he just had a moment here, Bozzy?
Maybe could have had a bit of a spin going through what looks like to be Sterling. I want to see.
Sterling's his Brands Hatch. That is Aintree. He's just come through.
That one. Yep, that's what I meant.
And this now puts Daz and Kelly and Kieran within sniffing distance maybe of a podium. Does Daz think of me? Does Green Wolfinator here think of boxing this lap? He does. Straight across, straight into the pits. Daz carries on, as does Kelly. Argy Bargy pulling the trigger for the A&H Motorsport boys. And he as well is going to pit. Now, if Green Wolfinator has damage, can Kieran get through pretty unscathed? Welshie is the next to come towards the pit lane. and carries on his way. You see his teammate behind him, just a lap down at the moment is Stealth Sloth, or 2 laps it says on my screen. That'll say a lap when he crosses the line here. There we go. He's now back onto a similar lap. Welshie's all sideways. Well held, Welshie. That was a nice drift through turn 1. And so far so good. Pepe on the back of Smithy. I say that. Pepe's actually got past Smithy coming onto the Wellington straight, Bozzy. So Pepe has that one done.
He has, and obviously with Smithy still needing to pit, he's going to be kind of wanting to come in within the next 5 or so minutes, as it's not going to do him any good staying out for too long.
Now, a crucial one for Argent is Pepe. Argent was catching, I do believe, is coming round Woodcote now. Argent's just being released from his pit box. Smithy's in. Here comes Pepe. The Wolfinator's gone. Argent goes. And Pepe, I think, has been jumped by Argent. He's wide at Cops. And there you see Argy Bargy. And Pepe then has lost out, and Argent gains a place over Pepe through the pit stops.
Yeah, as I said, doing the pit stops, it should bring the cars closer together, and as proven there, the cars are now closer together, and we may see some more racing. Just waiting for the top 2 to be able to pit could cause a bit of conflict of interest there.
Smithy in the pits, Addy in as well. So will Addy be in for his stop-go penalty, or is this for his stop? We'll have to find out, because it is a hefty penalty if you don't pit at the end. Pepe then trying to chase down Argy Bargy now. The leaders still yet to pit, and Holty, Shane, Daz Automatic, KLF carry on their way. What about Welch, who's got Dean Wasocki in the background then, you see there, with Stealth Sloth, the lap car behind him. So Dean not a million miles away. He's only 4 seconds off the back of Welshie. Obviously these two still to pit. Leon Fernie 7 seconds behind Dean. He's still to pit. And I wonder when we see Welshie make the call. It is now. Welshie comes straight in then. He's not messing around. Gets this one done. Dean Wasocki, he's going to follow suit. What about Leon Fernie then? Halfway mark of the race from race control. There's 10 minutes left of this pit window. Leon Fernie now comes into the pit lane to complete his stop. So it is Bozzy, the top 4 left to pit.
Yes, indeed, as top 5 actually. Oh no, I'm reading it wrong.
Yeah, top 4.
No, I'm reading it wrong.
Addy didn't do his pit stop nor his stop-go penalty, just to note.
There's maybe a bit of a bug there, as I'm sure I've seen him actually in the pit box there, but if so, I can imagine that was something that will come in at the end of the race.
Obviously didn't complete his mandatory stop. Stealth Sloth gets past Addy now, as Welshie's pitted. He also hasn't completed his mandatory stop. So for Welshie then, he's got to come back into the box. Leon Fernie and Dean still stationary. Now here comes DJ Phil. When does Dean and Leon Fernie's cars go green? DJ Phil, Holty's box in this lap. DJ Phil is going to unlap himself. He's going to pass Dean and Leon Fernie here. Leon Fernie's actually jumped Dean as well. So Dean's pit stop is terrible. It's a nightmare stop. He's away now. And he's lost out to Bryn, to PN, to DJ Phil, and he's been jumped by Leon Fernie. Welshie's got to pit again, yes. Shane leads this race, but Dean's pit stop there, Bozzy, an absolute nightmare. Shane, the leader, by the way, has caught Leon Fernie side by side with DJ Phil at Maggots and Beckett's, and has been held something rotten through there. Daz Automatic as well into the pits. Bozzy, Shane in a tricky position there as he's trying to lap the 2 Team McLarens.
Yeah, he is, and this is the thing about the GT racing. Bank markers don't need to move out of the way, so for as long as he's behind them, he has to race them or find his own way to be able to get through.
Yeah, he does indeed. DJ Phil, I think, has yielded to Shane, and he's now been passed by Leon Fernie. Leon Fernie then still in front of Shane. Daz and Holty in the pits. Holty's only just been released. So the Wolfinator's at Luffield, and Holty out the pits he comes. He's then gone. Shane and KLF next up to go. And Shane still trying to get past Leon Fernie here, who is not blocking Shane, but Shane just cannot get past here. Side by side through into form, and Shane now manages to put a lap on Leon Fernie, who dive bombs right up the inside, bounces over the sausage curb, And that from Leon Fernie was wild.
That was very, very questionable, that. Wouldn't know what to make of that.
Well, Leon Fernie's done well not to collect anybody there, so he's got his teammate right on the back of him. Addy is now back in the pits, as is Welshie, so Welshie's race. He needs to make sure he changes them tyres here. And for Shane, I'm sure, a brown pants moment. Will he then think of boxing now to react to Holty? He's going to go one more. What will Kelly do then? We're running out of time for them to box here, Bozzy. There's only 6.5 minutes left of this pit window. And at the moment, drivers not boxing so far. DJ Phil within a second of Leon Fernie as they come down the teammates towards... Where are we on track? Through Copse Corner we go.
As Kelly actually does now just come into the pits.
Right, so Kelly pits. Thank you, Bozzy boy. Addy has got rid of his stop-go penalty. Has to still pit to get rid of his pit stop. As Welshie now clears his pit stop as well. So I wonder if Addy sped into the pit lane the second time round. So Addy still has to pit here. Kelly in. And Welshie then out the pits, but has probably lost out to Dean Wysocki, Leon Fernie and DJ Phil there.
Which is a bit unfortunate, but it's the way it goes.
It is. That is racing at the end of the day. Pepe within 9/10 of Daz Automatic. Aston Martin versus Ferrari. What's the time? It's just gone up a 10th. Through sector 2 there then. Not really the battles here at Silverstone. A bit of a longer circuit than Catalunya, Bozzy, and it's just provided a bit of slow action, a bit of spaces on the track here. But this is the thing with endurance racing, is it can all come together in that final few minutes. Kelly was fighting Pepe, if you remember. Pepe then is through Luffield, and Kelly has just gone green, so that means he's been dropped and released. What is going to happen then? Here comes Daz and Pepe. Where is KLF? He's out pit exit. Has he jumped both Daz and Pepe? I think he has, you know. He's pulled an absolute blinder as KLF here, Bozzy, because he's now also... Has he jumped the Green Wolfinator? No, he's not jumped the Green Wolfinator, and he didn't jump Argent. That's got to update. But Kelly then, sitting P5 ahead of Daz and Pepe. Good pit stop.
Yeah, very good pit stop from KLF there. It's all now down to Addy and Shane, obviously.
Shane's boxing.
As here he is. Speaking of the devil.
Yeah, he's got to get it slowed down. Because this one at Silverstone can catch you out. In comes Shane then. Holty is only going through Abbey now. This could be close, Bozzy. This could be close indeed. As Holty has a bit of traffic. I think that is Smithy, who's a little sideways, manages to run deep so that Holty can get through. And Holty no longer held up by a back marker. The question is, Bozzy, has Shane done enough to overlap that of Holty?
We will see within the next few seconds, as I can imagine he will only be doing the normal 30 seconds. But here is Holty as well, coming around Luffield, Brooklands or Luffield to pass where Woodcote is in a second.
I think Holty's going to get Shane here because I'm just watching Shane on screen. Holty's through Woodcote now. Shane's yet to go green. I presume he's going to go green just as Holty gets past. There is Holty. That is job done. Battle behind though. Stowe, and Smithy having a cracking little scrap here behind. Bozzy, keep your eye on Daz Automatic and Kelly. Shane's away from the pit lane now. Holty's already gone through. Did Shane get out ahead of the Wolfinator? That's the question. Let's have a quick look. He did indeed.
As these two are actually side by side at the minute, coming down.
Oh,
there's a bit of contact.
Daz just leans on Kelly. Kelly's on the outside at Copse Corner. They bounce off each other again. Ferrari versus McLaren side by side through Copse. Who says you can't pass round there? And Kelly holds on to the position for now. Daz surely going to have to yield at Maggots Beckett's. He does indeed. Addy now completes his pit stop as well. And that then is a great manoeuvre. Bozzy, keep your eyes on that. Stealth, Slough and Smithy. They get past each other. Bit of a wiggle from Stealth.
And he's spinning round.
Who's round?
KLF.
I think they both went off, Bozzy. They're both slow to get away. And Pepe gets past the pair of them. Stealth Sloth, though, Gets past Smithy as well. No, he hasn't. Smithy's got back ahead of Stealth Sloth. Shane now comes through and laps Smithy. Smithy very wide. I think they made contact. And back comes Stealth Sloth once again here to have a look at Smithy in towards Abbey Corner. Thinks better of that one then, bossy boy there. But the racing starting to come together in the last 7 minutes of this one then.
Yeah, as obviously everyone now have done their mandatory pit stops. It's now just to the finish line. There's quite a lot of battles happening here and there on the track now, as all the cars are actually a lot closer after all the pit stops.
Stealth Sloth's got a couple of tenths gap to Smithy here, as Smithy's wide at Brooklands, and this will set up Luffield. Smithy, does he yield that place? He's going to try and keep it up the inside on the exit of Luffield. Stealth Sloth trying to go around the outside. Smithy then manages to hang on. Now Smithy will have that inside line for Woodcote. They come down towards Cops Corner then. They're a lap down on the leaders. Smithy versus Stealth. I think Stealth has got that job done. He has indeed. Smithy's going to try and fight it. Has to bail out of that one, and that then is Smithy down to P15.
It is, but I can imagine, knowing Smithy, he's going to be wanting to go back at him. As just to find another battle quickly.
Smithy then through Maggots Beckett. I think has just lost a bit of time to Stealth. In fact, no, sorry, apologies. Stealth across Maggots and Beckett's, and he's had a mistake at Maggots and Beckett's, and Smithy's back through by some margin. Back up to P14 for Smithy now. And that has ended that battle quite prematurely. Dean 6 seconds behind. Phil, who's 10 seconds behind. Leon is a fair way behind Brint. Where is Brint? He's currently down through Cops at the moment, so he's a fair way behind. Pien is 14 seconds ahead of Brint. We're just waiting for Pien to go through the sector time to find out where he is in relation to Kelly. The answer is a fair way behind at the moment. And it is 14 seconds. Kelly then 1.8 off the back of Daz, who's 1.6 off the back of Pepe. Pepe 2.1 off the back of Argent, but Argy Bargy here, that isn't 2.1 to the Green Wolfenator, because Bozzy, he is right up the Wolfenator's rear end, and Stealth Sloth back on the rear end of Smithy. Keep an eye on the Smithy Stealth Sloth battle while we watch Argent Wolfenator at the moment for the final podium spot. Argent felt last week like he could have done more, and he's had a mistake in this race, let's not forget. Oh, look at Stealth Sloth and Smithy in the background. We're getting a mixture of this battle.
It did look like there was a bit of contact between the two cars. To be fair, it looked like Stealth Sloth actually gave a little bit of a bump to Smithy.
Well, we'll see there. Stealth has got through, I do believe, in the background. Yes, he has. And on board the Wolfenator here then. He's got that big Bentley right behind him, evening to Max Mulder in the chat. And that big Bentley of Kevin, he's been on a recovery drive as Argy Bargy tonight, hasn't he? He's come through the pack after his lap one spin. He's going to do well if he gets a fourth place, never mind a podium.
He will, as I can imagine being quite happy with that if he does.
Wolfenator through Maggots Beckett's. He's got Kieran right on the back of him. And I know from personal experience that that Bentley is good through Maggots and Beckett's. It really does seem to enjoy going through there. But the Wolfenator looks like he's pulled a bit of time. Another battle starting to develop. Kelly must have had a moment somewhere because he's dropped right off the back. But Daz now 6/10 to Pepe. Stealth Sloth Bossy has once again had a moment at Maggots and Beckett's and has had to go across Maggots and Beckett's. That has put Smithy back in front of Stealth Sloth then. But Daz Automatic starting to creep onto the back of Pepe here. Oh, the Wolfenator's wide out of club.
A few cars going down there, so he's going to have to be a bit careful.
Who are you watching at the moment, Boz?
I am looking at, I believe it's Smithy.
Right, well,
No,
Pepe.
it's not.
Keep your eyes on the Pepe Daz battle, as Argent then had a look into the loop on Green Wolfenator. Couldn't make that one stick, so Argent's coming on the Wolfenator here, and with 2.5 minutes to go, the leader's not on the final lap yet. The leader is just started lap 13, so we should get 2 more laps in. And Argent right on the back of the Wolfinator now. As they come through Luffield, the Wolfinator really has got to start defending, and this is roles reversed of last week. You remember at Catalonia last week, it was Wolfinator really attacking Argy Bargy from behind. These two 10 seconds off the back of Shane. Shane 10 seconds off the back of Holty. Bozzy Boy currently watching the Pepe Daz Automatic fight. We are watching the Wolfinator Argent fight. We'll keep up to date with other fights up and down the grid when we see the timing screens close up. There's the Wolfinator and Argent. Cameraman's gone on his jollies at Maggots and Beckett's. Picks him up now. He's a good lad. Argent gets a stellar run through there. On through Chapel. Now down the hanger straight. Does that. Bentley have the legs of the McLaren. 2 of the recommended cars for Silverstone this week. And down the back straight, Argy Bargy late on the brakes into Stowe. He's up the inside. He's pushed the green Wolfinator wide. Will he give the Wolfinator the place back? It was a push wide there from Argent. And the green Wolfinator drops to 4th. He's not going to be happy with that one, Bozzy, at all.
No, he will not, but he's going to have to give that position back.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, the Wolfinator. Oh, ding dong. What has happened there? I think Argent had a mistake. The Wolfinator's tapped Argent round. And Argent's in the pit wall. The Wolfinator goes through back into P3. So a bit of argy-bargy there from the pair of them. Bozzy, what's happening in your fight?
These guys, from what I can gather here, Daz is trying to get into Pepe's slipstream, but it doesn't really seem to be too effective.
Right then. So it doesn't seem to be too effective. And the leader from race control is on the final lap. So Holty starts the last lap of the race. And for Daz Automatic and Pepe here, Argent is only just up the road, you know, some 3.5 seconds, Bozzy, carrying damage. So we'll keep our eyes on this battle. They've got Smithy in front, who's a lap car. Smithy's a good one for staying out of the way. He stays right out of the way. And Pepe has Daz right on the back of him. Can these two catch Argent as well? Do we think Argent's got enough damage in a lap and a bit, or in fact no, just a lap, that these two could maybe get on the back of him?
It is possible. We will have to see, though, as he is a good 8 seconds in front of these two.
He's 3 seconds. 3.
Oh, okay.
Buzz, he's 8 seconds behind Green Wolfinator. These are 3 seconds behind Argent. Argent's just kicked the dirt up, as we see there. Argent, bottom of your screen, as these two come through. Maggots and Beckett's, Daz and Pepe. Daz now 3/10 off the back of Pepe here. And we'll jump on board with Pepe in just a moment. Here comes Pepe then. The gap's now 3.4, so he's not actually losing a lot to Argent here. It's Daz, though, he's got to keep his eyes on. Keep your eyes on the track map for the number 9. Holty's just coming through Aintree now to get onto the Wellington Straight. Bozzy, you'll have to keep your eyes on this Pepe Daz fight as we come to the end of the race. We're going to be tuning back to Holty in just a moment's time. We go back to Holty now then. And it's been a stellar race, and it's going to be Holty that's going to take the first place. He's going to win his 3rd race in a row here at ACC. And it's a 3rd win of the Pro-Am season for Holty 009. A fantastic race win from him. Great stuff to see there. Shane, he's going to come through for 2nd place to match his best this season. Buzzy, if you want to start inputting these results, the Wolfinator then as well. He's going to come across for 3rd place. Round Luffield he comes. Maybe a bit of ding-dong with argy-bargy, but it's going to be 3rd place for the Green Wolfinator. And good points for him. First time on the podium. Argent, he's going to come home to take a P4. Probably going to be mixed emotions, I imagine, about that from Argent. He's going to be P4. Pepe is side by side with Daz. And has Daz just taken this? Daz Automatic does get it at the line. P5 for Daz. P6 for Pepe. KLF comes home P7. Photo finish with his teammate. As PN Motorsport now He's going to round the final corner. And he is going to be P8. More points in the bag for PN Motorsport. Bryn, P9, not the race for him. But he comes through. More points in the bag for the team as well. They lose a bit more to AH Motorsport. Bryn, P9. Leon Fernie on his first ACC race is going to be P10. DJ Phil quite the way behind at the moment. And other finishers. Stealth Sloth has finished 15th place. Smithy has finished 14th. And Welchie has finished in 13th place. DJ Phil, though, is going to cross the line for P10. That is him in the bag. Another result, another race. Dundee Wasaki, probably one to forget for him. P12. He crosses the line, and we just wait for Addy to come across in P16. But that, Bozzy, is race one in the bag. And, yeah, Holty, 3 from 3 at the moment.
Yeah. It's phenomenal.
We, though, are going to take a very quick break. We'll be back in just a moment with some driver interviews and Q2, where the top 8 cannot qualify. That'll be posted in the Discord and in the chat in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back then to Simplay Motorsport, here then for the second qualifying and second race of the evening, the hour-long feature racing, which I cannot wait to see who does what. Currently a few drivers out on track getting a bit of testing time in, but the championship looks a little like this. Holty, 75 points, he's 12 clear of his teammate Argent in second place. Shane, just a point behind him in third. The Green Wolfinator moves up to fourth with KLF in fifth ahead of Bryn P6. PM Motorsport P7, they're all separated by 4 points. Are them 4 places. Pepe's P8 on 40 with Dean Wisocki P9 on 36. Welsh's P10 on 32 with Smithy on 30 P11. DJ Phil's 12th on 27 points with Selfsoft on 25. Daz Automatic on 17. Leon Fernie 11 and Addy on 5. The Constructors looks a little bit like this, and 29-point gap between AH Motorsport and Tickle Pink Motorsport as they lead the way. Audio Sport are third place from East West Motorsport down in fourth. MC Motorsport are fifth with the Austrian Racing Club sixth. Racing Group seventh, and That's a Good One Racing down in eighth. They'll actually beat the That's a Good One Racing team of DJ Phil and Leon Fernie, the last duo team drivers out there, currently being beaten by 2 independent drivers, so hopefully they can start to pick up some points in the second race tonight. Lone Ranger Racing Nadine Wisocki's P9 for the solo racer of Addy in P10. Still plenty of points up for grabs, and we have Holty in the box with us. And Holty, that's 3 wins in a row, that's 3 Bentley wins, but you were saying it wasn't all that easy.
No, I was struggling a little bit. I've been testing a little bit with Shane on track, and he's been quite fast. Tried to break into that 2-minute barrier. Managed to smash it then, but yeah, I made a couple of little mistakes. Shane was closing the gap again. I was coming up to the back markers. I was losing too much time, so I decided to pit. And since Shane stayed out, and just hopefully come out in front when he finally pitted.
It seems to be a case of, at the moment, Shane seems to have that overall 1-lap pace, but your race pace seems to be better. Dan was saying last week the Lamborghini better maybe over 1 lap compared to the Bentley. Is that how it seems to be at the minute?
Yeah, obviously I don't know what fuel load Shane's running, but that Lamborghini just seems to stick in the corners. I'm having to sort of lift, coast it through some of them. But I just need to, when I'm racing, just get in my zone and just keep pumping the lap times in.
Pumping the lap times in indeed. 3 wins in a row though, buddy. It's been a good start to the season for yourself and the team. A bit disappointing for Argent though at the end.
Yeah, I think I had a bit of an incident at the back. Hopefully race 2 will be better for us. I don't know where I'm starting in this second race, but it's an hour long and it's just biding your time and being patient really.
Where do you think you can end up in this one, buddy?
I'm hoping for another podium. It'd be nice to get another win. Like I say, it's an hour long, and coming into the first corner, hopefully it's not too much carnage. So I'll just let all the front runners go and then just bide my time, pick them off one by one, really.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, buddy. Go and smash it in race 2.
Cheers, thank you.
We don't have Shane or the Wolfinator at the moment. Need to sort out the Wolfinator if he does speak English. Dan in the chat, Holty to win the season on pure pace right now. Come on, boy, step it up. He is a cut above the rest. And Bozzy, Q2 underway. Bryn in the Tickle Pink Lamborghini, the first man out on track. Who's your tip for pole position in this one?
The hard one, but it's a hard one to be fair.
Well, while you think of that, we've just got Shane in, so we will grab a word with Shane. Shane, again, another pole position that just didn't develop into that race win for you. Good pace though in the Lamborghini in qualifying. Talk us through your race, buddy, because we saw you got caught up in a bit of traffic. We saw a McLaren jump over one of the sausage curbs and nearly hit you at one stage. That must have been a bit of a scary moment. We did get that one on camera, yes. Yeah. What do we think for race 2, buddy? Obviously, you've got you're starting by the back this time, or midfield this time. Where can we end up? Well, best of luck, buddy. Congrats on the second place. Cheers, buddy. Bozzy, Have you had time to think on who's going to take pole in this one?
I'm going to say Bryn.
Yeah, funny that. I'm watching Bryn right now, and he's my pick for pole. Hopefully so. Indeed. 7 minutes 55 left on the clock. Bryn rounds the final corner then. This will be to start his lap, I do believe. So Bryn then, on to his lap time. He goes now. He'll be the first man to cross the line. Let's jump on.
As Mihailovic just disappeared.
The headset out.
There he is.
It's not going well.
Too
This is
enthusiastic.
every week I keep pulling the headset out the remote. Let's go on board with Bryn for a lap with Bryn then, Buzzy boy.
Yes, let's do that.
Shane, we'll let you get back to it, mate. You go and get yourself ready for race 2. Cheers, buddy. And we'll short Shane's voice share out for next week so that he can be heard. So Buzzy, Bryn coming through Stowe at the moment, nice and steady, just on and off the throttle, maybe a little bit too much there from Bryn. One thing we do know is that Argent's going to be starting 16th place though, Buzzy, so he's got to start from the very back of the grid in this one. He's got another race where he's got to get past the entire field.
He has, and with having to do that before, I know how hard it is, and I can imagine you know how hard it can be as well. You've just really got to avoid all the mistakes that could happen just in front of you, and just try and be as calm through it as possible, especially if you get caught up in any incident. But with it being an hour race, it shouldn't really make much of a difference.
Well, Bryn then coming down the Wellington straight, and he'll hope now that he can get a good lap time in here. Bryn's sandbagging race 1 to get the jump, says Daz in the chat. Well, he had a few mistakes himself, so we'll see what happens. It turns out that strategy doesn't work. We know this from previous unorthodox, that strategy doesn't work. Bryn though comes to the line. What is his lap time going to be as he crosses it? It's a 2:03.4. That is the benchmark to currently beat. Next car on a lap, he's actually coming through with Addy here. Addy's not on a lap time. That is Smithy, who's also not on a lap time. Then it's Stealth Sloth, who's not on a lap time. So the next car on a lap time is Dean Wasocki. What can Dean do then, Buzzy boy?
I don't know, but we will find out as he's coming through Brooklands now and soon be going through Luffield. As hopefully he can do a decent time, but we can only find out when he crosses that line. As there we go, going past Woodcote now, just past the national hits, I believe it is, to go into second.
Yeah, 2.2
behind.
Off the back of Brim. Addy 9.3 off the back. Car number 69 of Welshie is the next man to set a lap time here then. You did win. You did win Laguna race 2. What I meant was you didn't get the points you wanted by not qualifying for race 2 in race 1 is what I mean. Them tactics, Daniel Davis. You know the ones. You know the ones. Mike knows the tactics as well. As Welshie comes through into Brooklands and Luffield now. Welshie. What do we think to Welshie and Self-Soft's Lamborghini here? Bozzy, similar to the Project Cars 2 livery, they've clearly, MC Motorsport have stuck with a similar pattern here.
Yeah, must have imported it from Project Cars 2.
Yeah, indeed. Welshie goes into P3. Car number 7 is Bryn. He's coming through to finish yet another lap time. That in front is DJ Phil, who's on a lap. But it's invalid at the moment. 3 minutes 46 left, so drivers haven't got long to get lap times in. Here comes Bryn. And he crosses the line now. Doesn't improve that time around. Next man to finish a lap time is, I believe, Smithy, who is right behind Addy here. That is going to hold him up something rotten. Addy not currently got a lap time in there. Stealth Sloth's on an invalid time as well. The pure base still rubbish from me. Yeah, you'll tell us anything. Smithy then down towards P11. down towards Woodcote, is currently P11. Across the line now. Where's that going to put him? P4 at the moment. Next man to finish a lap time, Dean Wasocki. We'll hope he's going to improve his lap time. He will be. But only time will tell. Dean, a bit of a Q2 specialist in Project Cars, Bozzy. Can he transfer that to here?
We will see. It does go quicker by a second. So he should be quite happy with that, but he'll still want to be able to get that extra 1.2 seconds to try and get in front of Bryn. We will have to see though. There's a few other cars left on the track obviously to do lap times here.
Yeah, Welsh is the next man to set a time. You know the little indications for setting a time? You might want to know this for tomorrow.
Yeah.
When their dot goes light blue, when their dot goes light blue, they're on an invalid lap or an out lap.
Oh.
There's one for you.
That's a new one for me.
You can have that one for free as well. Welshie then rounds the final corner. Is he going to improve? Currently 3.6 down on Bryn. And at the minute, we say Argent starts 16th. Stovsloff not got a lap time on the board as of yet. And Welshie doesn't improve. Next man to finish his lap is Bryn. Bit of a wiggle through Brooklands and Luffield. Might need to reset himself to go again. DJ Phil is then behind him. He's yet to set a time. So I don't think Bryn's going to be on an improved lap here. DJ Phil, though, will be able to set his first lap. Bryn a little wide, doesn't improve. DJ Phil goes into P4. Next man to do a time would be Stovsloff, but it is invalidated, so it is Addy. Smithy is done for qualifying. And it is just Leon Fernie and Stovsloff to get a lap time in, which will sort the grid. Car 7, Bryn will not improve from there, so other drivers have got a chance to get...
Leon Fernie into second.
Leon Fernie into second. Dan's just put Leon for pole. So he's done well there, is Leon. He's only half a second off the back. Here comes Addy, looking for that pole time. Dean's coming round Luffield as well. Addy improves a little bit more. Here comes Dean Wasocki. He will get one last lap in. Dean to the line. Any improvement on his time at the minute? No, no improvement. Next man will be Welshie, but Welshie's lap time's invalid, and I don't think he's going to get another lap in. We'll keep an eye on his progress though. Or will Welshie be the last man to finish? Stealth needs a lap on the board. He's currently going to be 16th place when the non-qualifiers will all out qualify him here in this second race. So keep an eye on Welsh. He's got 12 seconds to get to the line. I don't think he's going to do this. No, qualifying over. Welsh's time is done. Car 53, the next car to the line. So DJ Phil once again will be the next man to the line. And how well will DJ Phil do here then? 4.4 off the back. 4.6 off the back. He needs a second to get ahead of Welsh. He's a little deep into Brooklands. Comes into Luffield now. And is he going to improve any here? Rounds Luffield, the final corner. Welsh, he cannot do another lap time. He's in the pits. DJ Phil will cross the line. Any improvement from Phil? He does. He goes P4. He just narrowly misses out on getting ahead of Dean Wasocki. Car 21, Leon Fernie, the man that can take pole position away from Bryn. Or will he stay P2? Let's wait and see now. Here comes Leon Fernie through Woodcote Corner to the main straight. Leon Fernie goes and grabs pole. 2/10 of a second quicker than Bryn. Car number 8, Stovsloff, should complete a lap time. Bozzy will then be able to start inputting the results for us of the bottom of the grid up. Here comes Stovsloff then. Addy's lap time is invalid. Stovsloff to the line. He goes P3. Qualifying is done. So that then is your grid. Leon Fernie, pole position. Argent will start 16th place, but it's Leon Fernie from Bryn, Stealth Dean, DJ Phil, Welshie, with Smithy, Addy. It's saying that my Bentley that started the free practice session is 9th. That's not true. Kelly is 9th. Holty 10th. Pepe 11th. PN 13th. Green Wolfinator 14th. Daz 15th. Daz 14th. Shane 15th. And Argent in 16th place. So then Boz, tip on the race win.
I'm gonna still go with Bryn. I think he has got that potential. I think he's just gonna have to make his way round over the first few laps and see how it goes.
Well, hopefully here he'll be able to get that one done. Then, so that is a pole position then for Leon Fernie, and in terms of his stats, that is only his 3rd ever pole position, puts him tied with Nick the Villa and that Bozzy Boy on 3 pole positions each. So there you go, Leon Fernie's just equalled himself with you in terms of pole positions, Bozzy Boy.
That is fine. I will get more when I come back.
Leon Fernie, obviously your F1 teammate in the Red Bull as well. That is McLaren's first pole of the season, and that puts McLaren 2 poles away from its 25th pole position in GT3s at Simplay Motorsport. 20 seconds for the drivers to ready up. 20 seconds for them to get ready to go in this one. Will Leon Fernie make the start though? He doesn't want to lose that pole positions. 10 seconds here. What will happen with these drivers? Bozzy, you've said Bryn for the win. I'm going to have to say Holty. Can't look any further than Holty. Dan says Wolfie for the win in the chat. And Dan, you was right. Leon Fernie for pole, you said, and you was bang on. We are green and ready to go then, as we now await race control to tell us when we can go. It's all tell us when we can go. It's all about staying in the green. Every driver on track, Bozzy Boy. This is crucial going into Cops. Look at them. Look at that midfield pack all bunched up.
Oh, this is going to be a very interesting start of a race, and hopefully a very interesting race as a whole.
We are nearly green and go. We are green and go. The drivers get a good start and everybody starts to launch towards Cops Corner. Bryn has already got past Leon Fernie, so Leon Fernie maybe a little bogged down into turn 1. Stealth's now up to 3rd. I think that's Dean who's had a little wiggle. He has, and he's off at Cops Corner already, and that is catastrophe for Dean. Who was that who looked like they had a moment further down the pack? Not too sure. I think they've managed to hang on to it. I think it was DJ Phil and Daz Automatic or PN Motorsport who's come through the field already, but it is Leon Fernie who lost out to Bryn. Stealth Sloth is 3rd. Welsh is up from 6th to 4th place, as that is a spinning McLaren, and it is, I believe, KLF. Whoa, back across the track. It is KLF in the wall. What has happened to Shane at the start as well? He's already at the back, and Kelly, not the start to the race he'd have wanted here. Already Pepe trying to make up places on PN. That for 12th and 13th place, as Pepe looking up the inside of PN through Stowe. He's going to be on the outside for Vale, and Club gets it done though before the corner entry. But Bozzy, what a start to this race from Bryn.
Oh, a very, very interesting start of the race, and I can imagine Bryn will be quite happy with that as well. 6/10 the gap. He's going to be wanting to be able to spread that gap a little bit over the next hour.
He is indeed. Leon Fernie, a lot of work to do in 2nd place. Stealth's 3rd with Welshie 4th. DJ Phil is no longer 5th. That is Daz Automatic in 5th. Holty is up into 8th place. The Wolfinator is 9th. Holty looking up the inside of Daz. The Wolfinator's just got himself past DJ Phil then as they come through Sector 2. That timing screen starts to sort itself out. It's Phil from Argent who's very wide. Smithy's now 10th with Pepe 11th. Addy's dropped to 12th. Shane's up to 13th ahead of PM Motorsport. Dean is 15th place, and Kelly having to come from the back, but it's an hour long. Anything can happen here. Let's just keep our eyes on Stealth Soft and Welshie. Made contact with each other last week at Catalunya. Stealth though on the back of Welshie at the moment and really looking racy against his teammate.
Yeah, he is, and I was about to say what the problem is. There's no problems with it. It's just when you start getting down to nitty gritty, if there is any contact between drivers at all.
So Stealth Sloth 8/10 ahead of Daz. Holty's then a further half a second behind. Holty said he was just going to be patient and bide his time as the white flag flew there for a slower car in front. Don't know why. That though is Argent making moves. Just checking. Bryn still leads from Leon Fernie. Then there's Welchie, Stolfsloff, Daz Automatic with Holty on the rear. Then it's the Green Wolfinator. We then see Argent appear instead of DJ Phil. So Argent's ahead of DJ Phil Green. Pepe's now ahead of Smithy, who's got Shane all over the back of him. And here comes Shane. He's ahead of PN. Dean, Addy and PN all in the background. Shane is going to go up the inside of Smithy towards Stowe. He's already got the move done. Great move from Shane. He's working his way to the front, but Bozzy, you have to be impressed with Holty and Wolfinator at the moment. And Daz couldn't qualify for race 1 and already making their way towards the front. Here comes the Wolfinator on Holty up the inside. Oh, whoa! Contact made, and they both go round. You have to feel, Argent bouncing off the sausage curb, nearly makes contact. Did Holty just turn in on the Wolfinator a little too much there? We don't know, but the Wolfinator struggling now to get going as he is being bombarded by cars, as is Holty, and Shane will cruise up the inside of Holty then and gets that position done into Abbey. There you go. Holty's going to try and come back at Shane, but he's got to sort of get them tyres to just cool down a little bit. Pepe up front trying to make moves on DJ Phil, and Bozzy, moves happening all over the place already. Pepe through on DJ Phil. Holty looks up the inside of Shane. A bit of a wiggle from Holty. Shane, you feel, is being held up by DJ Phil. Holty through, and Holty then, did he just give Shane a bit of a DJ Phil a bit of a tap there? Can't see where Phil's gone. He reappears there, tucks in behind Shane and Holty.
Yeah,
chaos.
Quite a lot of happening. Yeah, chaos, but a lot happening in this second race. You would have even thought that these are two completely different nights with how this race has gone so far. Massive difference between race 1.
So it's Bryn, 2.5 seconds clear of Leon Fernie, who is 4.2 seconds clear of Welsh, who's got Daz Automatic now in 4th place, half a second off the back of Welshie already. Stealth 9/10 behind, with Argent 2.8 behind Stealth Sloth. It doesn't look 2.8 anymore, so Argent clearly starting to make some inroads on that Lamborghini. Pepe then, look at this traffic. Pepe's been overtaken by Shane, and I believe Holty as well, and here comes the Wolfinator up the inside at Maggots Peck. It's Pepe, a little lost at sea here, so we'll wait for this timing screen to update. We'll go back to Argent, who's within 3/10 of Stealth Sloth. Looks to make a move on Stealth, loses the rear a little bit there. Argent now. No, sorry, Buzzy. Holty 7th, Shane is 8th, Wolfinator is now 9th, Pepe's 10th, Smithy's 11th, Phil 12th, Addy trying to get on the back of Phil here for 13th place. PN Motorsport, Dean was, PN Motorsport's in it. He's got ahead of Dean somewhere. Dean not too far back. PN's all over the grass. Contact from Addy on Phil. And now DJ Phil, unsafe rejoin possibly. He's rejoined. He's tapped Dean round. And Dean will be livid with his former teammate. Kelly has got through it all and has made places up. And Bozzy, this is the whole point in the hour race. Kelly had a spin on lap 1. It's lap 2. And he's already found 2 places.
Yeah, he has. And I can imagine he'd be quite happy with that. But 54 minutes left to go. Plenty of time to be able to get more positions. Yeah.
Indeed there is. Bryn has a 3.5 second lead from Leon Fernie now. Daz Automatic is up to P3 on his debut night. And Argent on the back of the 2MC Motorsport Lamborghinis here. The yellow and green of Welshie, the yellow and blue of Stealth Sloth, and Argy Bargy really looking to try and get 2 positions here. Although Stealth looking racy with his teammate Liam.
Yeah, these two may be wanting to be able to trade positions, but with being in a team, it's not gonna be as easy.
Where's Holty gone? Holty and Shane have dropped down the order. They're now behind Green Wolfinator, Pepe and Smithy then. So not sure what's happened there. They're on the back of Al Adit. Kelly a bit wide at Cops. He's got past PN somewhere as well. And then it's a bashed up DJ Phil, and Dean Wasocki who's going to come flying past DJ Phil. So Phil, mistake at Cops, and Dean capitalises and puts his Bentley now up into 15th place then. Leon Fernie, what's happened to Bryn, Bozzy? Bryn has dropped to 6th place. He's made a mistake somewhere. Bryn was leading this race comfortably. He's now losing to Leon Fernie. Daz is up to 2nd, and Welshie back on the podium. Bozzy, what has happened there? Do we know?
I have got no idea. I've not seen anything.
Argent's got past Stovsloff, so that is for 4th and 5th. Bryn is down in 6th place, 4 seconds off the back of Pepe. And now Leon Fernie has a 3.5 second ahead of Daz. Could Leon Fernie get his first win at Simplay Motorsport?
Always, Bryn's actually had another moment. It looked like he was just about to hit the wall. Just going through turn 1.
Abbott, the new turn 1.
that
Argent up the inside of Welshie. Welshie very wide on the exit of Aintree then, and that will put Argy Bargy onto the podium. He's now sitting P4, and that Bentley is roaring through the pack in Argent's hands at the moment. Bryn then down to 7th place. Is stayed ahead of Shane and Smithy. Shane's now up to 8th, so Shane will be coming after his teammate. Holty's down in 10th though, Bozzy, so Holty's night. In fact, he's 12th now after the timing screens update. He's 14th after the timing screens update. Kelly's been passed by the Wolfenator. And this then is turning into a bad night for Holty. He's been passed by Dean as well.
Yeah.
Oh, now. That's an early pit stop for Stovsloff. The pit window isn't currently open.
No, and it doesn't seem to be that it looks like he has damage.
No, just thinking that myself. So Stovsloff will have to pit again. The Wolfenator on the back of Addy. Sorry, Buzzy, go on.
It could be that he might have underfueled and left it in quali fuel.
Oh, yeah, I wonder. He's done 4 laps. So, possibly so, Buzzy. I think you might be right there. Green Wolfenator looking on the back of Addy. Left, right and centre. Believe PN's had a moment up front. So that is Stovsloff race gone from bad to worse. That's Bryn round at Magnussen Beckett's. That's why there's a yellow flag. Oh, the Wolfenator has a snap. And that's allowed Kelly through. And just drivers making little mistakes. Smoky Devil in the chat. Go on, Leon, for the win. Well, that gap's come down a second. We'll keep our eyes on that timing screens. Kelly now is on the back of Addy here. And Dean finds himself ahead of Bryn and Stovsloff. Stovsloff has pitted and come out the pits now. DJ Phil is now down in 16th place. I know he's 15th place now. Holty on the back of Bryn. So
Bryn has another moment.
Yeah, he's struggling, isn't it? Oh, he's in the wall. Yeah, he's struggling. Addy. Oh, Addy's tapped Green Wolfenator around.
Oh, right in front of Dean.
Yeah, he's pulled forward. There's a few silly driving errors here. And what do we say? This is very Pro-Am.
Very Pro-Am-esque.
This is very Pro-Am. One man, though, who doesn't know much about Pro-Am as he's new to it. Daz Automatic is charging. He's within a second and a half of Leon Fernie now. The Welshman on debut on St. David's Day. Is it meant to be, Bozzy?
Ooh, we'll have to see. We will have to see.
He's within 0.8 of a second now, and through. I wonder if a few drivers are going to pit this lap with damage. We'll have to wait and see. Dean's now down to 14th place behind the Wolfenator and DJ Phil. Holty's now 11th, but he's carrying damage. And Daz coming through. These two, though, have got Argent, who's going to be hunting these two down at the moment.
He will bet. And I believe Leon's actually had a bit of a mistake.
No, he's opened the gap up a 10th. He's opened the gap up a 10th. Don't forget, ladies and gents, hit that like button if you like what you see here. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit the bell to be notified and join Liam Bostock in the commentary box tomorrow night, 8 PM GMT for the pros taking on Silverstone. And join Dan Davis live in the commentary box, 8 PM GMT Sunday night for the Formula 1. Guess where? Silverstone. As he'll be live for the sprint and feature race on that one. Argent now just 6.5 behind Leon Fernie, so he's actually lost time to Daz and Leon Fernie this lap, Bozzy.
Yeah, so maybe, just maybe, getting into a bit of a comfortable kind of.
Keep your eye on the lead battle for us, as we've just dropped back to PN, who's on the back of Smithy.
Ooh!
Who has
Leon
Kelly
to the grass.
Right on the back of him. Is he off?
No, he just ran a little bit too wide onto the grass.
Well, keep us informed. PN on the back of Smithy with Kelly right there as well. And is Smithy playing this team game to sort of back PN into Kelly? PN has a look. Smithy gives him plenty of room and respect from both drivers, both pad users. PN's going to try around the outside there, and it doesn't work. Although he's on the grass a little bit. Does he feel Smithy's pushed him wide? Smithy has to run him out wide a little bit there. Pion really trying to overtake Smithy here. He's got two wheels on the grass. Can't go anywhere. Kelly, though, he's going to come up the inside of the pair of them. No thinks better of that one. And PN around the outside of Brooklands. Thank you, mama, for the carrots. Easy as you like. That's job done. And Kelly just sits on and watches at the moment. Holty's got past Addy as well. So that is another position for him. And he's now up to P10. Oh, that's Smithy very wide there, and that's Kelly. Through into P8. 46 minutes. The pit window will open in 6 minutes' time here. And Daz has lost a lot of time to Leon Fernie. Argent's gained a lot of time to Daz. Welch's still running in a very nice P4. Pepe is currently in P5, not far behind him. Shane's up to 6th. With PN now in 7th place when the cameraman pans round from Maggots Beckett. Thank you very much. He has got a very quick KLF trying to approach him with Smithy still in the background. Holty is coming through Maggots and Beckett's as well. He's up to P10, but we know he's going to be in for a long stop. He is carrying quite a bit of damage. It's the Green Wolfinator who's in 11th with Addy now down to 12th. DJ Phil is 13th with Dean Wasocki 14th place. As we see them two come through Maggots and Beckett's now. And then it's Bryn and Stovsloff who's having their own little scrap here within half a second of these two, Bozzy. The Lamborghini tonight just hasn't looked great, has it, in the hands of these Pro-Am boys?
Now, that could change tomorrow, but we'll have to find that out tomorrow at 8 o'clock. But anyway, yeah, no, it's not looked very great tonight, but not exactly the most... If I'm right anyway, I don't think it's a suggested car for this circuit.
It's not the suggested, but it's not the non-suggested car. The one to not pick around here is the Nissan GTR. Bryn under pressure from Stovsloff. Buzzy, go and keep your eyes on PN and KLF. That gap is within 0.3 of a second as Stovsloff looks up the inside of Bryn. Can't do nothing there. Tell us if something's happening in that Kelly fight, Buzzy. And we'll keep our eyes on it.
Oh, as Kelly goes up the inside. And a bit of contact as well. As it does give the position back there.
Yeah, just saw that. It looked like Kelly maybe tapped Pien a little bit, giving the place back to go again. Keep your eyes on that. Let us know if he gets close enough. Stovsloff still on the back of Bryn. Trying to have a look here. Argent's within 0.8 of Daz as well, so we'll keep our eyes on that fight. Argent really pushing now. Leon Fernie's 2.5 seconds back up the road from Daz. Argent can possibly smell a 4th win for AH Motorsport, a 4th win for the Bentley and Pro-Am, but his, crucially, 1st win of the season here. Shane also on the back of Pepe. Pepe's on the back of Welsh. In fact, Shane, side by side with Pepe. Shane is past Pepe then. So Shane can hunt down Welshie now. We've got the Kelly fight, which is just spread out a little bit. Holty's on the back of the Wolfinator. Wolfinator's got through. I wonder if that's because of Holty's damage. Dean is in the pits. Now that is 4 minutes too early.
Maybe a bit of damage, as he has had quite a lot of contact with different cars during the opening laps of this race. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see how long he is actually in the pits for.
Yeah, so Dean's got to pit again. His night goes from bad to worse then. Bryn's been passed by Stovsloff. Shane has got past Welshie. Pepe's also got through there as well. Kelly, PN on the grass! Bozzy, talk us through what happened.
From what it looked like there, PN just had a bit of a bump with one of the curbs there. Just went flying into the side of KLF and sent him flying into the gravel trap.
Yeah, the Wolfinator looks like he's going to get past Kelly now as well, just watching this.
KLF really trying to stop us. There's more contact.
Yeah, the Wolfinator just tapping Kelly at the pit window will open in 3 minutes. A lot of contact, a lot of Pro-Am driving here. And Holty and who's that? PN in the background look like they could get through. Kelly goes to defend and comes back to his line. Argent on the back of PN. You keep watching that fight, Buzzy. Argent on the back of PN. There's Dean. Car number 69, that's Welshie on the track map, has span at Maggots and Beckett, so he's going to drop down the order. And Dean then has come out the pits, Bozzy, but obviously, as we know, didn't do his mandatory tyre change because the pit window isn't yet open. So hasn't been able to get that one done. It will open in 2 minutes' time. Argent still on the back of Daz here. What is happening back where your battle, Bozzy?
Starting to spread out just that little bit, but the Green Wolfinator is slowly catching up to KLF as of the minute.
Bryn as well has come into the pits. Bryn's come into the pits. He should have done one more lap because he would have then been in the pit window. Argent nearly T-boned the sign of Daz. Automatic there then. What has happened to Leon Fernie out front though, because he has now been caught by the pair of these two. Shane's up to 4th. Can't quite see him in the background yet. But Shane already now on his way. Is Shane sitting maybe in the box seat for this race win over Argent? We'll have to wait and see then, as Daz Automatic has gapped Argent a little bit and is now putting pressure on Leon Fernie once again for this race lead. So Bryn in the pits. He is too early. Dean's got to pit again. Stealth Sloth has to pit again. He's another one who was in the pits in this race. Bozzy watching the KLF Wolfinator battle. We're just going to jump towards that as this one's just spreading its legs a little bit. Back to where the contact was last lap, Bozzy. Wolfinator on the back of Kelly still.
Yes, he is. The gap isn't really seeming to move that much, though. It's in that little equilibrium time, just not really moving up or down. But you can really tell that the Green Wolfinator is trying to get that position. It seems to be that Smith is going to be starting to get into this mix now, as these two catching up behind them. Just now, KLF may be telling his teammate to move out of the way.
Yeah, maybe not at Maggots and Beckett, so this is going to be a tricky place to get this one done. And Smithy slots back in between the Wolfinator. Holty's under pressure from PN behind.
He's off! And
Who's
in
off?
a wall!
Who?
KLF!
Pit window's just opened. Has he had a big snap through Maggots Beckett's?
It just seemed like, just a little bit maybe actually. It looked like it just kept going straight on.
Well, Argent has got past Daz Automatic. We've missed that out front while watching the Kelly fight. Argent's now into P2. And he's now on the back of Leon Fernie. Daz Automatic, though, still on the back of Argy Bargy here. As they come into Brooklands and Luffield. Pit window is open. 39 minutes left of this race to go. And Daz Automatic, you really feel here, is keeping the pressure on Argy Bargy. And really keeping him to fight for this race win. Leon Fernie still, though, leading this race, doing a stellar job. The Wolfinator has got past Smithy. Holty, when the camera pans around, is on the back of Kelly with PN still there. Dean's a lap down to these guys. And Bryn as well. He's only at Brooklands Luffield. Dan saying in the chat, has he got the wrong brakes on again? Well, we'll have to keep our eyes on that. As the camera picks up Argent now, look who's started to gap Daz just a little bit, and is actually putting some pressure on Leon Fernie now, within that second mark of the race leader. Leon Fernie, Bozzy, he's done a terrific job out front already to lead this race.
Yeah, you've got to give it to him. He's really been able to keep it where he wants that car, and I can imagine he's not really going to be willing to give that up anytime soon.
It's through club they come once again then. Will they be up forward and up for this? Pit window open. Welsh is in. Kelly's in. Holt is in. No surprise at Kelly and Holty coming in the pits. I wonder if we'll see Bryn and Dean come in as well. But for the time being, here comes Argy Bargy. He's having a look on Leon Fernie. Not going to get it done there. Leon hangs it round the outside. He'll have that inside line for the next corner. Goes a little deep though, and that invites the Bentley-sized Mobile to come through up the inside, through Aintree onto the Welly straight. Leon Fernie a little wide. Daz could be interested in this now. Addy is now into the pits. Leon Fernie fighting back here. Is it Smokey? He says, I don't think so. Smokey's been in the chat. As Kieran then leads, and Daz now all over the back of Leon Fernie, Bozzy. And for Leon Fernie, they're just a little too deep into a couple of corners.
Just a little bit too deep as it looks like Daz is all over the rear now of Leon Fernie, which he's going to be determined to get that position back, but he's just going to have to try and be a bit patient with it. Because obviously the round of pit stops will start to be happening now. He's just going to want to kind of hang in there, and to be fair, if I was Leon, I'd be quite happy in the second place as of the minute anyway.
Yeah, 100%. We'll see what Leon can get out of this at the end. As where is Shane? That is the lap. Who's that just behind him? Is that Smithy? No, that is Kelly out of the pits. I tell you who's having a very long pit stop here is Holty. He's just been released, Bozzy. Kelly's gone and is well up the road. Addy in the pits, Bryn also in the pits. Will Dean decide to box as well? But we'll keep our eyes on Daz at the minute. You keep your eye on Smithy and Pierre. That's within 0.5 of a second. We'll keep our eyes on Daz Automatic and Leon Fernie. As at the moment, it is Daz Automatic putting pressure on Leon Fernie. They've got Kelly behind, who's a lap down. Oh, Daz! Whoa, all over the sausage curb. Big slide. Who's pitted, sorry?
PN, Smithy and Dean Wysocki, I believe that is.
Yep, Dean into the pits as well. So all three into the pit lane then. Will they get their stops done and completed before the end of this pit window? That is the biggest question here tonight. So Argent from Leon Fernie from Daz Automatic. Shane's currently 4th with Pepe in 5th place when the camera picks him up. There he is. Green Wolfinator 6th. PN 7th with Smithy 8th in the pits. DJ Phil actually goes 7th. He's past them. Stelsloff's now ahead as well. He's got past them. Welshie is coming out of Lovefield. Will Welshie get ahead of Smithy and PN here? Should do, because of the fact he was in front before the pit stop here. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Yes, he does. Kelly is P12. He might get in front of them as well. Addy currently the other half of the circuit. Dean Wysocki has passed Bryn, it says here. I'm not sure how he's got past Bryn, but he has passed Bryn. So Dean pits as well. Dean's out the pits and can go on his way. PN has just been released and Smithy has as well. So Bozzy, most of the drivers pitting here.
Yes, most of the drivers are now starting to pit as of the minute. 15 minutes still, just under 15 minutes should I say, to be able to pit, taking down to 20 minutes left of the session. But what a interesting first half of the race.
Very interesting first half of the race. We're just coming up to the halfway mark as well. Bozzy, who do you think is going to win it now from this position?
Do you know what? It is so unpredictable at the minute. Anybody could win this race at the minute.
Pepe into the pits. Leon Fernie again 2.5 seconds ahead of Daz. So Daz just having a few moments here. Leon Fernie trying to lap Welshie. Welshie moves well out the way. Doesn't want any involvement in that. Smithy 5 seconds behind PN. PN 17 seconds behind Kelly. Kelly 6 seconds behind Welshie then. Pepe in the pits. The Wolfinator presses on. DJ Phil comes round. Will he box? Yes, he will. In he he's made a hash of that. He's bounced off the wall. He's cut across. He's got to do another lap. Oh, and he comes back in. Now then, will the stewards want to take a look at that one maybe? As he come across the grass and comes back in. But Phil into the pit. Self-Sloth carried on his way here. So where is KLF? KLF should get ahead of the pair of them, as should Welshie. Although Pepe's gone. So he carries on his way. But they should get ahead of DJ Phil. That is pretty guaranteed here because he looks like he's got damage. Has Bryn retired from the race, I wonder? Not moving, and he's a lap down now to Dean. So I wonder if Bryn's retired from this race.
Potentially. Be a bit of a flicker from the front wheel. Or it could be he could be repairing damage, and
could be. Yeah, we'll have to keep.
How long it takes.
We'll have to keep our eye on him. See what he gets up to as he comes out the pit lane. DJ Phil in the pits. Daz and Shane at box as well. So Daz and Shane into the pits. The Wolfinator, though, he's carrying on his way at the minute. Stovsoft's up to 7th. Keeping an eye on the Wolfinator. Will he box here? Well, she gets past DJ Phil. DJ Phil now going to lose a lot of time. He's got a lot of damage, Bozzy, as DJ Phil. He's actually away. Yeah. He's away. He's well ahead of PN as well, I think. No, he's not. He's been passed by PN. He's been passed by Smithy. He's been passed by Halty. He's not been passed by Addy or Dean, though. So them two haven't got past him. Dean quite the way behind Addy as well. So Dean fighting for that final spot. Daz is done in his pit stop. He is away. And off he goes back into this race. Leon Fernie, though, Liam, keeping that 1.7 second gap to Argent at the minute, doing a stellar job in P2 so far.
He is indeed. There's only obviously 4 more people left to pit. The two, first and second and third, in fact, in this, still yet to pit. As the question is now, when will Argent and Leon pit? As Leon actually goes wide off the track, comes back on the track now. Would it be better for him to pit now? We will see. Well,
he can pit. DJ Phil is now out. Stealth Sloth is in the pits. So Kelly will go through and gain that place. Welshie will come through and gain another place. What about PM Motorsport? Just coming through the exit of Luffield now. Is he going to come through and gain an extra place over Stealth Sloth? We await Stealth Sloth tyre change to go green. He's about halfway down the pit lane as well. So Stealth Sloth looks like he could lose out to PN. Smithy's at the Luffield corner as well with Halty. So Halty trying to make a progression through the field, down in 12th place. Stealth Sloth goes green. Halty looks up the inside at Woodcut on Smithy. This could be a good move from Halty into Cop's corner. Oh, Stealth! No, no, no! Speeding in the pit lane. He's come out the pits in P8. No, he hasn't. He's come out the pits in P9, just between... No, he's come out the pits P11. Sorry, just behind Halty. And he's got himself a stop-go penalty. Bozzy, that is disastrous. Halfway mark of the race from race control.
Halfway through, and we've had so much happen so far.
Wolfinator into the pit lane. He's nowhere near his pit box as Daz is going to come flying past him here. So Daz ahead of the Wolfinator. We've lost Bryn. So that then is a retirement. That will be a mandatory qualifying ban for next week. And because he's retired, that will be, because he's left the server, that will be no points. He hasn't got to the finish line, so that will be a 0 next to Bryn's name there. So that is not good team points for Bryn and Shane in this one. Daz gets past Green Wolfinator, as does Shane. Peppy gets past. He's been held up by Addy at the moment. What about Kelly to the Wolfinator? Well, Kelly's at Brooklands and Luffield at the moment, Bozzy. The Wolfinator not yet gone green.
What was the sorry?
Kelly's at Brooklands Luffield. Leon Fernie's coming into the pits. Kelly's at Brooklands Luffield. Wolfinator not yet gone green on his pit stop. So he then...
he does now.
He does now. So will he be out the pits before Kelly gets round? Yes, he will. He will keep that position from Kelly. So then, Kelly just losing out to the Wolfinator in the pit stop. The top two are now in, Argent and Leon Fernie in. It's Leon Fernie who's actually ahead of Argent in the pit box, but I imagine Argent will come out ahead of him in this pit stop. Where, though, is Daz Automatic? Just going through Aintree. So he's a bit of a way behind. Dean Wasoki's back in the pit. Stealth Sloth is in for his stop-go penalty.
Kieran's been dropped now.
Yep, Kieran's away. Stealth Sloth's in. Dean's in again. I'm not quite sure why Dean Wasoki's in the pits. Doesn't appear to have damage.
You see he's coming out now.
Yeah, that is a strange one. He's going to lose more time to Addy in this race. Where is Addy? Nearly another lap ahead of Dean. So it's Argent from Leon Fernie who's just out the pits. Where is Daz? Not quite close enough. So Leon Fernie and Argent have done enough. Shane is 4th. He's trying to gain on Daz. Pepe 8 seconds behind Shane. The Wolfinator in 6th place with Kelly 7th. Welshie's in 8th, just ahead of PN by 3 seconds for a top 10. Holty 10 seconds behind these pair in 11th. Smithy is 11th. Stovsloff 12th. DJ Phil 13th. In fact, DJ Phil is now 12th. Addy could get ahead of Stovsloff. No, he won't. Stovsloff gets going. His stop go has been cleared, and Addy goes on his way. Dean, I think he's actually a lap down to Addy as well. So Dean probably going to finish 15th place in this one.
Potentially, we'll have to wait and see, because there is still time for drivers to leave or retire from the session. So there is plenty of time for something like that to happen, and Dean to be able to capitalise on that.
Yeah, you've pretty much got the sprint race left, haven't you, to get things out the way.
Pretty much.
But it's Argent from Fernie. Gap's just starting to come down. PN to Welshie, half a second in this one. So let's keep our eye on this battle then. And it's at the moment going the way of PN Motorsport in terms of his pace. He looks up the inside into Maggots. Beckett's can't get the move done there. And he once again will have to sit and just patiently wait through this section of the track to get ahead of Welshie. Not a bad start to his season, is it, for PN?
No, it's not. To say he's on the pad on ACC is just makes it seem a bit more achievable.
Yeah, PN just breaks a bit earlier than Welshie. Welshie possibly outbreaks himself into Stowe. There, goes straight on at Stowe. And PN easy as you like up the inside of Welshie. Holty's 4 seconds behind him now. And Dean a lap behind Stovsloff and that of Addy as well. Although he has just...
back in the pits.
Really? Why? Oh no! Was on the podium then. This is going to give Shane a podium spot. Here he goes through. Pepe will also come through. Why is Leon Fernie in the pits here? Not enough fuel, Bozzy?
I don't know, it seems a bit late in the race for something like that.
Has he fueled just enough for the sprint though? We're only 5 minutes over what the sprint time would have been, if you remember.
Good point. That is a potential benefactor to why he's in the pits.
Well,
it didn't look like there was any damage.
Shane's through. Pepe's through. The Wolfinator's coming through. And Leon Fernie still isn't away yet. So the Wolfinator will get another place. Kelly might even get himself another place.
Because he is just been dropped now, so he is on his way out.
Kelly gets another place. PN won't. Holty's got past Welchie then. So Welchie drops to 10th. He's got 20. Oh no, he's got himself a stop-go penalty, Boz.
So it goes from bad to worse.
His Knight has gone from bad to worse, speeding in the pit lane and picks himself up a stop-go penalty. And for Leon Fernie here, you have to feel for him.
Yeah, such a good start to the race for it to become the halfway point of the race, and everything just quickly turn around.
We'll have to keep our eyes on the gap between him and PM Motorsport, because that's going to be at least a 40-second, if not 45-second stop, because of the 30 seconds he'll be held, and about the 15 seconds he's got to get in and out the pit lane. So Leon Fernie, what a shame. What a shame.
Massive shame.
Holty's on the back of PN here. Not the race 2 Holty would have wanted though, Liam. He's got to come through the pack, and he's up the inside of PN. PN choosing not to fight that one too hard, and Holty, easy as you like, up to P8 now.
It's Holty. He's in 9th, so not the worst that it could be, but I can imagine he's a bit let down after such a brilliant race 1.
Indeed. Nothing really materialising at the moment. All the pit stops are done. Leon Fernie then is just coming down the Wellington straight. Will he come back into the box? Shane now though on the podium, and is only 6.9 behind Daz Automatic. So by the end of this race, Shane could be on the back of Daz here for that second place, maybe.
That is a potential, and that is, bear in mind, taking out the fact that none of them have any issues.
Yeah.
Any spins or any collisions.
Leon straight into the box. Oh, that looks a bit quick. Get that slowed down. Hopefully he's got that slowed down. He possibly has. Right then. Holty comes through. PN is going to come through. Welshie will come through. Bozzy, you keep your eye on Leon Fernie. Tell us when he is away. Tell us when he stops, first of all.
Just stops now.
Right, so Welshie comes past him now. Smithy is at Brooklands and Luffield as well. As is Argent. So Argent's about to lap Leon Fernie. Oh, how the tables have turned. Here comes Smithy then. Argent sitting comfortable at the moment. Smithy gets past Leon Fernie. DJ Phil. Will he pass Leon Fernie? I think he might be a lap down to Smithy here. I'm not too sure. That changes. No. DJ Phil will pass Leon Fernie for position. And I believe Stealth Sloth won't unlap himself as he's only at Aintree. Right, so Stealth Sloth will not unlap him. He is at Aintree. Stop go cleared. Shane, 6.3 the gap. So he's not catching Daz at a massive rate of knots here. At all. He's actually got a bit of traffic of Leon Fernie. That's put him on the grass. Leon lets him go now. I've just noticed 4 likes on the stream. That's dropped 6 likes in the last half an hour. Guys, girls, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit the bell to be notified for when we are live again. And for Smithy here, for Shane here. Oh, he's got Leon Fernie looking back up the inside. Shane just losing time through Maggots Beckett's to Daz. So that is going to hurt him in the long run of this race. Pepe's 11 seconds behind him. The Wolfenator way behind Pepe. Kelly's 8 seconds behind him. Holty is close to the back of Pepe.
There's Leon Fernie there, just a little bit wide going down the Sir Lewis Hamilton straight there.
Not really much developing in this at the end of this feature race, Bozzy.
No, it just seems like we've had a little battles and the cars have just started to spread out that little bit more now. But hopefully coming near the end of the race, we should see some more battles as people will be a lot more eager to get those final positions and get that final classification coming into the final few laps.
Well, Dean a lap down to Addy and Stealth. Stealth and Addy a lap down to DJ Phil. Leon. Argent absolutely flying. We're just on board with Holt at the minute. Let's go on board with Argent at the minute.
This man, I can imagine he's quite happy with himself.
Yeah.
At the minute. 20 minutes left to go. Leading the race by 20 seconds.
He's got a good gap, hasn't he? He's got a good gap. He's sitting comfortable. He's sitting pretty. You know, he's had it his own way, you have to say, this race. He didn't qualify, started at the back. He's come through the pack. And he's done well. He's just put a lap on Welsh here. Hats off to Daz. He's only his second race here at Simplay Motorsport. Hats off to Daz again.
Yep. Any position is a good position. As long as you're scoring points, everything's well.
Good outing here. First podium for him on only his second race. Shane's gaining on Daz. 7.4 that gap is now. But he's got to go at about half a second a lap at the moment, Bozzy. Just to get onto the back of Daz. But we know catching's one thing. Passing is another.
It is, especially when you're on a grid like this, full of drivers so eager to be able to get those positions. But with being eager can make you more vulnerable to mistakes, as you may have seen with a few drivers. Just a little bit too much eagerness can just ruin your whole race.
We said earlier, didn't we? It's been very pro-ammy tonight. It really has been very pro-ammy. A lot of silly mistakes had it. You get the feeling the stewards could be in for a busy weekend.
It could be very well good.
One result we know is a factor. Bryn will not score a point. It's a retirement for him. And that means he will get a qualifying ban for next week's race. Paul Ricard next up. A track that favours the Lamborghini, you'd have to say, over the Bentley. It's a bit quicker in the than the Bentley. And Paul Ricard, a fast circuit. Shane, though, 7.4 still to Daz. What's it going to be as he crosses the line? Needs to take about half a second out of Daz. In fact, maybe a second, because it's a 2 minute lap out of Daz. Each lap that goes by still at 7.4. I don't think Shane's got the legs to do this, you know.
He may not. He's going to be really hoping for Daz to have some form of a mistake that will drag him down closer towards him. But the question is, will Daz have it?
Oh, great, says Dan in the chat. Leon was on for a podium. Looks like forgot the fuel, though, says Smoky Devil in the chat. Yep, thought so there. That was our first thoughts on the Smoky Devil pit stop. Here's Peppy going well at the minute. The Green Wolfinator. Looks like he's just got past Dean. His car looks a bit battered and bruised. He's got past Dean then to put a lap on Dean Wasocki. Not the night for Dean at all either.
Now, started well and just ended in carnage. But end of day, he's still here and he's going to score a point if I'm correct. So he can't be too down about that.
You score points for every position you finish. You even score a point for 20th. We don't have 20 drivers on the Pro-Am grid, but we do have 20 drivers. We do have 18 drivers out there tomorrow night. 17 at the moment, waiting for someone to confirm the car and everything and make sure they've read the rules and regulations. I did message him on Monday. So there should be 18 drivers out there for you tomorrow night. 17 at the least, maybe 16 actually, because of a message I've just got. There's Monkey Boy getting quicker, my mate, in the chat. Evening to Monkey Boy. Hope you're well, buddy. He'll be one of the drivers out there tomorrow. As we're just giving some airtime. Shane's actually got the gap down to 5.5 seconds now. So has Daz made a mistake somewhere?
Potentially.
Holty's 4.8 off the back of Kelly. Welshie's got Smithy. I think Welshie's had a mistake, because he's got Smithy, DJ Phil, right on the back of him. And I believe Daz Automatic, who's lapping them. So Smithy fighting Welshie hard again here as a back mark, as a leader's coming through. Welshie a little rear-endy through the corner. Here comes Smithy. Oh, contact between Smithy and Welshie. Welshie is well off. DJ Phil will go through as well, as will Shane. Shane, that might be why Daz has been held, but Shane's caught Daz here, you know, because Daz may have been held by the back markers. So Smithy and DJ Phil get through. Leon Fernie's now a bit closer. Stealth Sloth, he's coming through to start his next lap. Addy is on the Sir Lewis Hamilton straight. Dean Wasocki struggling on the Wellington straight. He looks like he's just recovered from a moment. 4 seconds the gap now. DJ Phil within 8/10 of Smithy then, so we'll keep our eyes on this battle while keeping our eyes on the time of Holty catching Kelly and Shane catching Daz. Shane could really score big over Holty tonight if he gets that second place. Could really score big.
He could. He really could. And I can imagine that is what he'll be thinking as of a minute. He's going to be really fixed on getting his laps
DJ Phil, sorry Bozzy, DJ Phil up the inside of Smithy. Smithy goes to turn in. Phil has missed his brakes by an absolute country mile. He's now got to be cautious, because although he's fighting Smithy, he's got Shane, who is let go by Phil, and Shane goes right round the outside to lap DJ Phil. But DJ Phil, they're a day late, dollar short on Smithy. That battle comes to a premature end. Shane lost a 10th to Daz there, as Holty is now gaining on the back of KLF 900 here. Dean's parked up on the side of the road. That's why there was a yellow flag there. Not sure what that is.
Being very careful to come back on the track. Just he's very slow to come on the track.
Is he going?
He is now back on the track.
Well then.
Maybe struggling a little bit.
Holty on the back of KLF now. KLF will try and hold this off for the 12 minutes left of this race. You have to feel that Holty's probably got the legs on him. Shane's actually lost even more time to Daz Automatic now, so that one's possibly not going to happen. Here comes Holty on KLF up the inside at Brooklyn's. Whoa, again, Daylight Dollar short on the brakes. He's well off his Holty.
And so is KLF a little bit.
Yeah,
not
Kelly,
as much as what Holty was, but
kind of followed Holty a little bit there. I wonder if that distracted him. But nonetheless,
that little bit.
Holty's got to do all that work yet again.
You will indeed. And knowing Holty, he'll be past him in a second, as it looks like.
Oh, not Maggots Beckett's. That's not the place to do it. Holty tucks back in there. Can you get the run out to Chapel now and up the hanger straight and get this one done? This is going to be the question for Holty. He's got the pace. Shane's actually losing more time to Daz here. That gap's back up to 6 seconds then. DJ Phil's within 1.1 of Smithy. Leon Fernie's gained on DJ Phil as well, so we'll have to keep our eyes on that fight. But here comes Holty then.
Is Dean back into the pits again?
That's a strange one. Holty, by the way, is coming up against one of the best defenders in the league.
I'm going to see if he can get past him, as Kelly is not going to make it easy for him.
No, Kelly's been quoted by Peaceful Explosion himself that he's one of the best defenders in the league. Holty on the grass a little bit there. Kelly takes his defensive line. And he's forcing Holty here to just do certain bits and just make him go the longer way around Bozzy on these tighter sections. But it hasn't really worked for him. He's not gapped Holty as much as he'd have probably liked here.
No, he hasn't. And he's really going to have to kick those instincts in of just defending.
And we've lost Dean Wasocki, so there will be 2 bans next week. Dean Wasocki and Bryn will be on a qualifying ban for next week then. That is a given as Holty gets past KLF 900. Little wiggle on exit though. This might make Kelly back interested here.
Yeah, as there's another battle as well. DJ Phil on Smithy.
We'll go to that one then. Holty's still ahead of Kelly. Doesn't look like Kelly's made the move now. We'll go to the DJ Phil Smithy fight.
As it looks like DJ Phil's going to try and go up the inside, but I don't think it worked out for him there. Did not. As it looks like DJ Phil very, very ambitious to try and get that position off of Smithy right now. As it looks like Leon's actually joining the battle here.
Up the inside of DJ Phil, bounces off the sausage curb, and Leon Fernie, job done. He's ahead. It's a 3-way McLaren fight here then. So no points for Bryn, no points for Dean Wasocki in this race, Bozzy. And a fight between 3 McLarens.
Oh, as Leon sends it up the inside here, is he going to be able to make it stick?
Good move.
He does.
Good move. Very good move from Leon. Late lunge.
Phenomenal move.
Yeah, late lunge, but clean. And well done there. Leon Fernie, Smithy have had their ding-dongs in the past, and today, lovely, clean battles from them. And Leon Fernie then ahead of Smithy, but Smithy's now got to defend from DJ Phil. 8 minutes 47 left of this race, Bozzy, and things just starting to happen.
Yep, as predicted, people are now starting to really get ambitious about trying to get those positions, as you can see with what it looks like to be DJ Phil trying to get back onto Smithy here. Leon Fernie making that move there, and Holty trying to get past the defensive Kelly.
He is. Holty's got past the defensive Kelly, mate.
Oh.
That happened just before you said the DJ Phil battle. Shane's lost even more time to Daz. That's 10.6 seconds now, that gap is. So Shane just not had the pace at the end of this race.
Now, it's from what it looks like, he might have had a bit of an issue, because he's now 10 seconds behind, which, if I remember correctly, it was only about 4 seconds to Daz Automatic, but Daz will feel a bit more comfortable Now he knows that there's a 10-second gap there. But there is still time for error. 7 minutes left of the session.
It's got to be a big error though, Bozzy, hasn't it now? It's got to be a big error. Smithy still then leading from DJ Phil. Just going to pop down to Stove Sloth, who's catching his teammate Welshie for 13th and 12th place on the grid. So battle there, but we'll go back to the Phil Smithy battle here. Late on in this race, drama starting to happen.
As DJ Phil hits the back of Smithy.
Yeah, he's lost it. He's lost it.
Oh.
He's on the grass. Keeps it out the wall. Where is Welshie in all of this? Welshie's side by side with his teammate, and his teammate goes through. Pepe's actually gaining on Shane here, Bozzy. 8 seconds is that gap, Pepe to Shane. So DJ Phil's good work has been undone. And he's got to go again. Welshie and Stealth not quite close enough to DJ Phil. But out front, Shane is side by side with him. I think Shane, Bozzy, has been in the wall. He's got a bit of front end damage on that Lamborghini. This might be why he's lost out to Daz, because he's just lost out to Leon Fernie.
Yeah, and he just seems to be just going that little bit slower now. Is going from 10 seconds a lap ago to now 12 seconds.
Yeah, Pepe's pulled a couple of tenths back as well, so that's more time gained there. So I just wonder, Shane's definitely had an off because his car didn't look that bad earlier on.
No, but a man that will be comfortable in all of this is Argent now. 34 seconds in front of Daz Automatic. That is amazing. Looks like
Pepe's on a roll here, and with Holty getting up the order, he's only 12 seconds off the Wolfinator. That might not be Holty to make much places here, but you feel that if Shane loses them couple of points to Pepe, then it's going to go from bad to worse for him. Shane's just got to hang on in this final stages of the race. Down the order, not much happening. We're going to have to keep our eyes on Shane and Pepe here. Argent commanding lead out front. Daz only just coming into Brooklands as Argent's at Maggots Beckett's. Argent has been dominant. Daz is currently second place. Shane now third with Pepe fourth, but Pepe 6 seconds off the back. Wolfinator fifth, Holty sixth, Kelly seventh. PN Motorsport is 8th. He's just coming through Chapel. Leon Fernie's 9th. Smithy 10th. DJ Phil 11th with Stealth 12th. Welshie 13th. And Addy bringing up there. Not a bad debut night for Addy as well. Good shout out for him.
Now I can see that it could be potentially, or should I say, hopefully some better results for him in the future. But with it being his first outing, maybe not to expect a million different things. But nonetheless, it's still nice to see a new car out on the track, and also a different car.
Yeah, different car for the Pro-Am.
Yeah.
And Shane, 5.6 to Pepe. Now Shane was wide at Copse Corner, turn 1. 4 minutes left of this race. Where is Argent? He's just coming up to the loop. So 2 laps potentially left in this one. 2 and a bit laps, should I say. Argy Bargy, dominant ahead of Daz. He's a whole sector in front of Daz. That's why we're not seeing the lap time pop up at the moment. But Shane, 5 seconds to Pepe. Let's go on Shane, see if we can see Pepe in the background. Yeah, you can, you know. There he is. Yeah, you see Pepe in the background of Shane, so we can sniff that podium.
There's quite a big bunch of cars between Shane and Pepe, with it only being a 5-second gap.
Yeah, there is. Who is in between? That is Leon Fernie and Addy in between Pepe.
Is there a collision between?
I think he's in Addy there. We just changed to Pepe as he's made contact with a back marker. Looks like he's got away with it pretty scot-free.
He's not going to be very happy with that, because now he's lost all of that time to Shane.
Yeah, he has indeed.
Shane,
he's only lost 1 point. He's only lost a second to Shane though. Still 2 laps on the board, so it was a big ask anyway. But It's still 2 laps on the board to go. DJ Phil within a second of Smithy, so we'll keep our eyes on that time coming down through the sectors. We're on board with Shane. Let's go back to Pepe. Where's Argent, in fact, at the moment? Bozzy, where is Argent?
As it looks like, I believe, coming down the Sir Lewis Hamilton straight now.
Right. So Argent will probably get one last lap in. So it's this lap and the next lap for Pepe, who's now 7.4 behind Shane. So does that Aston just have a bit more damage on its car? Argent is 38 seconds up the road from Daz. Daz just getting to the sector time before Argent gets to sector 2. DJ Phil within a second of Smithy now. So we'll just go back to this DJ Phil Smithy fight. As that's a bit closer than a second, because Smithy has just got past Leon Fernie. So Leon Fernie's had a problem somewhere. Smithy now back into P9 ahead of Leon Fernie. And DJ Phil now right on the back of his teammate. Leon Fernie up the inside at Stowe. Looks like he's going to try and get Smithy done. Smithy around the outside though. Keeps his nose clean. Keeps it there. And keeps that position. Is he going to defend the inside? He is. He's going to force Leon around the outside at Stowe. And Leon tucks in and patiently waits then. So a 3-way battle here. Leader has just started the final lap of the race. So Argent starts the last lap here. Smithy from Leon. From DJ Phil for 9th, 10th and 11th. Leon looks up the inside into Abbey. Gets that one done. Leon Fernie through. Now Smithy defends from DJ Phil here. Phil a little deep. Pushing just a little too hard. Number 52 is coming down the hanger straight at the moment. So it's got about half a lap nearly to go. And RG Bargy will take another win. Smithy and Leon Fernie! They've come together before. They come together again. DJ Phil might capitalise on both places. He does indeed. Although Phil has a wiggle on the rear. Smithy gets back up the inside into Luffield. Does Smithy get the move done? They hang it out. Bit more tap in there from Smithy on the back of DJ Phil. And Smithy back through on the McLaren. But geez, it just still feels very pro-am.
Oh yes, as it looks like DJ Phil is very eager to get that position off him. He is going to stay behind Smithy. Maybe tried to go for that position there, but it wasn't going to work. He's going to stay into his slipstream, and we're going to see what happens.
We will cut back to Argent in just a moment's time, as he's just put a lap on Welsh's, so that'll be Welsh's race done early. But RG Bargy into Brooklands now. Get ready to input them results, Bozzy. RG Bargy is coming into the final corner of Luffield. He's only got Woodcote to get through. It's been a commanding victory for RG Bargy. Last to first in this second race. He is going to take P1 and be the winner tonight. Great result for him. Welshie crosses the line in P13. Daz Automatic a fair way behind. PN Motorsport finishes P8. He's crossed the line as well. And Daz Automatic, he's a fair way back. Leon Fernie's actually got back ahead of DJ Phil here, so we will cut down to that fight. But for Daz, second race at Simplay Motorsport, it's going to be a P2 on St David's Day. The Welshman will take a great victory, a great podium at the end. Well done to him. Shane then, what could have been in this race, a bit of up and down from him. Looks like he's going to come through for the P3. And that final podium spot. But Daz second, Shane third place. Flash of the lights from him. Here comes Pepe, a fourth place for Pepe. I believe that is a best finish. It is a best finish for Pepe. Then a P4 for him. The Wolfenator is going to be P5. Only 2 seconds ahead of Holty. So Holty really got his time down at the end. But the Wolfenator will hang on to that P5 as he comes to the line now. Smithy and DJ Phil. Smithy does finish P10 ahead of P9 ahead of DJ Phil. Not sure where Leon Fernie is, but the Wolfenator P5. Holty is going to be P6. It's going to be KLF to be P7. And has Leon Fernie just run out of fuel? He's crawling to the line. Kelly for P7 then in the end. I think Leon Fernie has ran out of fuel, but because Welch's already finished, Leon Fernie will get P12. Yeah, I think Leon has definitely ran out of fuel here. He's trying to get it to the line. I think that is stopped. Leon just ran out of fuel. Guys in the chat, get your voting for driver of the day. Yes, PN, please come into the party and get Daz in. Leon Fernie then has ran out of fuel. And that then is how your race 2 looked. And that is how that one finished. Here then we obviously lost Ian Wysocki and Bryn. Come and get PN, come and get Daz in the party. We hope Argent and Shane will join us. But Bozzy, nonetheless, what a night of racing for Pro-Am. Driver of the day from yourself?
Ooh, I'm going to have to say Shane. I think he's had... To say how much he's had to go through in that race, I think he deserves it from me.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Shane as well. I think Shane's had a cracking night. In fact, no, do you know what? I'm going to give it to Daz. I think Daz had a good 2 results, but Shane, an honourable mention. It's one apiece, Shane. It's one apiece. See what the stream says as we're getting the boys in for a quick chat. We will start with Shane, though. Shane, P3 in that one. Just a few too many incidents, maybe, to get you that win. Talk. Yeah. Yeah. Well, an unlucky night for yourself. It's a podium nonetheless. It pulls your points back over Holty in the championship, but it just had a feel of like a Pro-Am night of old on Project Cars. Poor record next week though, buddy. What can you do there? Yeah. Right. So, a learning curve for you next week then. Well, well done tonight, buddy. We wish you the best of luck next week. Yeah, it is really good to see. Now, it's good to see this week that they're coming up and fighting at the front. Well said. Speaking of new drivers, we've got Happy St. David's Day to the Welshman. Daz.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. That's a great result on your second race.
Yeah, very pleased. Very, very pleased, considering I'm on the pad as well.
Yeah.
Made a few mistakes, but just held it together towards the end.
I said to you the other night, in a little exchange that we had, I said, are you going to win and keep up that Welsh run of wins from James on Sunday night? Wasn't quite to be, but good results nonetheless in both races.
Yeah, brilliant. Had a little coming together with KLF in the first race, but yeah, I made up for it then on the second one.
How did the Ferrari feel tonight? Obviously, first out in here. How was it?
Good at the start. The tyres started going off halfway through the race, but changed the tyres then, and yeah, good to go again.
Poor record next week. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. Not a track I know a lot of, to be honest, so I better get a bit of practice in this week.
Well, no problem, buddy. We'll let you go. Congratulations on the race.
Thanks very much, Matt.
And we've got Argent in, and Argent a bit deflated last week, probably a bit deflated after race 1, but that's 4 Bentley wins in a row, and that's 14 wins in a row, more importantly.
Yeah, he couldn't have much better than that for the team. I'll speak to Holty in the break, and I'm a bit frustrated, probably best word, about race 1 or sprint race. But no race 2, I need to keep my nose out of trouble and hopefully carry me to the victory, which it did.
It did indeed, and it was quite a commanding victory. It took you a while to get on the back of Daz and Leon Fernie, but once you got past, that was it. There was no looking back, was there?
No, not at all. I say, hats off to Leon Fernie and Dav. They kept me on it for a good few laps. It had to be, I had to try and be a bit creative, try and get past both of them.
Bentley feel good though tonight. Obviously, I know you said it felt a little on edge last night in testing. How was it tonight?
Yeah, the car felt great. I went away from the setup I had previously. Changed a bit more on the rear to the car, but yeah, other than the last few laps when the rear went a bit light on low fuel, not a problem.
And Paul Ricard next week, a track that possibly favours the Lamborghini over the Bentley. What can you do around there?
Again, I've only really got experience of F1 on Paul Ricard, but I know the layout. If not, I know where I'm going, but it's a different kettle of fish driving this compared to a Formula 1 car.
You might need to rethink the layout that you're aware of Formula 1, because it is slightly different. If you want to speak to someone about the different layout, ask Sutty and Monkey Boy how they did when we did ACC last year. The layout is slightly different. Either way, Kieran, congratulations on the race win. Only one vote in the chat for driver of the day, which has gone from PM to Daz. That doesn't count because that's the team driver of the day. PM, cheeky naughty, that you can't have that one. But no other votes in the chat for driver of the day. Leon Fernie did run out of fuel. He will still finish P12 as he was a lap ahead of Welchie. Bozzy, final thoughts tonight?
It's just been an amazing night, and I'm hoping this carries over to tomorrow. I'll have plenty to commentate on.
Indeed you will. Tomorrow night, Liam Bostock, that Bozzy boy, will be bringing you the pro action tomorrow night from Silverstone. And Dan Davis, don't forget to join him live Sunday night, 8 PM GMT, to discuss Silverstone and all things F1 after the F1 race at Bahrain. But more importantly, the Silverstone race. Can James keep up his title run? Can we get the Welsh 1, 2, 3? That's the biggest one. I think Daz will be hoping to watch that one Sunday night. And we'll be back next week. Paul Ricard is the destination. We're going across the channel to France. What can happen there? Can this Bentley be stopped? Can AH Motorsport be stopped? There's only one place to find out. We'll see you next time, though. Thank you for tuning in. Take care. Good night.
Getting hype when I aim up. Elevating that game up. Stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living.